All right. Actually, I'd like to plug or shout out my wife's podcast, the Total Package podcast. Her and a bunch of the girls and some of the wives from friends of ours all got together and have a show on Thursday nights. So they get on YouTube, they go live with video, and they just go at it, talk about whatever the heck they want to talk about. So be sure to check them out. You know what I mean? They're pretty fun. They get pretty bad at sometimes, but it's pretty interesting.
That's cool. I know Mike's thinking, how interesting would a podcast about making sandwiches and vacuuming be? But but that's cool. Welcome. You have now tuned in to the Blackout and Shout podcast with your host, Mike Kincaid.
Can I tell you that Baby Yoda just annoys the shit out of me?
That's because you haven't watched The Mandalorian.
Oh, look at Baby Yoda, so cute.
Levy Curry.
Some people do all sorts of crazy stuff, like dinosaur romance novels. Those are really a thing. Taken by the T-Rex. A billionaire dinosaur forced me, ravaged by the raptors.
I wonder if there's audiobooks of them. And Jed Vargo. He was always well known for wearing the Nazi outfit on.
Captain Kangaroo?
Captain Kangaroo.
Didn't he have the...
No. And he did not dress up as a Nazi either. So sit back. Mike, are you... Listen to me. Relax. Say, transform and roll out. And enjoy the show.
You could go ahead, Jed. I did the last couple.
Do I gotta?
I did the last. I mean, I'll go again if you want to. It's only the first 30 seconds, right?
I know. I like doing the rest of the show except toy news anyway. So
okay, all right. What are we at? 105, right?
947 episode 947 of the Blackout and Shout show.
I'm gonna go.
Or according to Mike's numbering, it would be what 905.
905.
What did you say it was? 903 or no?
No, 193. It was 190.
Oh, that's at 193. Yeah, we're at 195. That's right. Yeah, we're 95.
All right, so
episode 27,005.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, out there in podcast land, to the 105th episode of the Blackout and Shout show. What's going on, people? How's everybody doing?
Doing good. Doing real good. Tired. Long week. Sucked.
Yeah.
Shitty. A lot of things going on. But I served justice on Wednesday and pronounced someone guilty. So
we're 2 for 2.
Jail.
The BNS show is 2 for 2 on convictions.
Yep. The weirdest part about it though was it went the whole day, and it took a lot longer than I thought it would, because I thought it'd be in and out thing.
Yeah.
And even for myself, I wasn't even sure if he was guilty of the third charge or not. And I had to be I had to talk through it because the prosecution did a really shitty job.
Yeah.
They were showing the evidence, it was pictures of the crime scene, and they were so bad. It looked like they were taking with a 1980s Kodak disc camera, dude. They were so bad. And then when they were showing them up on the projector, it was the AV chick was she had him half the screen. And I'm I wish I could just yell from the full screen, full, But now you know why they couldn't do full screen, because it was all pixelated. They were so bad, dude. It was 240 resolution or something. So you couldn't even see what was going on. So that was part of the problem. And the other part of the problem was just there was a lot of, you know how you're supposed to say the person's innocent until, you prove them guilty,
right?
Without a shadow of a doubt. And if there's a doubt, then you have to say that you're not guilty. Well, there was a couple of doubts. So, but after talking it through with the other 12 angry women and men, I was convinced to, and a couple other people that were on the fence too, or we leaned over that way. But the weirdest part about the whole thing is that we went on until the end of the day, and everybody had gone home except what was involved with the trial. So we're all like, we were excused, and they gave the sentencing, well, not the sentencing, but the verdict and everything. They took everybody out, and the guy got taken out and stuff. So we're all walking back out of the court place to go to our car, and the guy that we did the verdict on was just like hanging out there outside smoking a cigarette, watching us walk by. I'm like, all he had to do was take pictures of it with his cell phone, and I'm like, Jesus, getting a dead cat in the mail.
Wow.
So that was really
an interesting week.
Yeah, that was kind of awkward and uncomfortable. But Levy, your voice sounds really deep.
Yes, you guys have got a little Barry White going a little bit.
Yeah, there's a little bit of change this week. Oh man.
So on that note, so we got a guest on, and I was gonna do a drinking game, by the way, to see how many times Jed was gonna go Mike Lowry. but so far I wouldn't have had one. But
I didn't even start yet.
So yeah, so we got a guest filling in for Levy this time, and that is Jason Lowry.
That's right, Mr. Lowry here.
What's going on, man? How are you?
Not too much, man. Had a crazy work week and had a slight injury, and been pretty much been chilling on pain meds the last couple of days. So it's definitely been interesting. I tell you that.
Nice.
So like falling 3 stories is just a slight injury for you.
Something like that.
Just another Monday.
Yeah, just another day in the week. You know what I mean? No. So we, had a pretty decent week so far. This past weekend, got to see Mike and everybody hanging out at JD and Chance for Marissa's birthday, and then came back to a crazy work week trying to get a lot of stuff done. And then just hanging out with you boys for the evening, being a guest.
Awesome.
So Jason, for those of the listeners that don't know, you're on another podcast. Do you want to give out a shameless plug real quick?
Oh yeah, I was gonna wait to see if you wanted me to or not. I'm Jason Lowry. Like I said, I'm with the Nerds Has Spoken. We're on every Thursdays. We load up in the mornings, and then we also do Saturday night meetups. And in fact, I'll go ahead and announce it on the show today. We are actually going to be doing a live stream watching the third party panel on Sunday for Tfcon, and anybody's invited. I'll be using Zoom and some other stuff. So,
well, I don't want to burst your bubble, Jason, but we dropped a show on Monday, so this would have been in the past. So if you want to let anybody know what you saw at the third party panel on Sunday, and if it was any good. Yeah. You want to share any reveals like from the third party panel that you haven't seen yet that everyone has yesterday? I'm sorry, man. You're on drug medication. I don't want to mess your brain up.
No, it's good. No, all these pain meds, man, it's been having me jacked up. It's been actually pretty fun this week. We voted today. You'll laugh at this. So we went to the actual voting, and because I'm on crutches right now, we had to sit in the car and they had to bring the ballots out to us. So it was pretty interesting. That's the first time I ever had to do that.
Interesting. Was it like a paper that they gave you that you had to fill out?
Yeah, so basically what they did was they actually had people park in handicap spots, and then they came out, they took your license and information, went in, grabbed a paper ballot, you fill it out in the car, and then they take it back and scan it in.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Huh.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know if like it was they were ahead enough to bring out like tablets or something where you did electronically, like that way, like you would do it like in a booth or not.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think because of the whole COVID thing and the whole touching, they basically had it inside like a sealed folder and everything else. And you just filled out the paper, put it in the folder, seal it, and then they take that in. So I think that's probably why they didn't do it that way.
That's cool. So just to Jason, you don't have any like relations named Mike, do you? You don't have any Mike Lowrys in your family, do you?
No, but strangely enough, I actually do have a cousin that's named Jason Lowry also, so that gets really confusing during family reunions and stuff. So
I would just call him Mike, Just call him Mike from this point on.
Yeah.
Say you're Mike Lowry.
Lowry.
Dude, I get that all the time from everybody.
You can't help it. He's just every time you say your last name, you want to say it, like
It just rolls
Lowry.
right off
Mike
your tongue,
Lowry.
doesn't it?
So all you guys playing at home, that's twice now you had to drink.
Yep.
So Jason, you said the I'm sorry, the THNS podcast, or do you actually say it all out? Like we say BNS podcast sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, we do TNHS podcast, or we just say the nerds have spoken. We just kind of shorten it up sometimes, especially when we're doing write-ups and everything else. So it's pretty fun. Check us out. We're on YouTube pretty much. We're also on Podbeam and pretty much everywhere you can find us on any streaming platform.
That's cool. So you got everything all distributed out like on iTunes and like Alexa, Spotify, all that jazz. Awesome.
Yes, sir.
Oops. I actually, sorry. I actually kicked off my Alexa by saying that. Shut up.
That's pretty good.
There's Mike, I don't know if you know if you heard about it or not, but there's you can turn on a Samuel Jackson mode. Alexa now.
I was actually just thinking like it would be funny if Alexa talked just like your old lady.
No, the Alexa app that did that with Sam Jackson. We went to my grandmother's house and we actually set that up. And then she starts cussing back, and she's like, "That thing's got a dirty mouth."
Listen here, motherfucker.
English, do you speak it? Cool. How about you, Mike? What have you been up to these past this fortnight?
Fortnite is 2 weeks according to
Fortnite,
Tattoo
yeah.
Lee. Shout out to Tattoo Lee.
Hey, speaking about Tattoo Lee, happy birthday to Tattoo Lee yesterday.
Oh, it was yesterday? I missed it. I have to hit him up.
I think it was yesterday. It was either yesterday. Oh, wait. I keep forgetting it's Monday. So it was either 22nd or 23rd of October was his birthday.
Nice.
As was my son's birthday too. So,
Same day?
I think so, yeah. But I was going to post the happy birthday Snake, but I couldn't. He had his post turned off on his Facebook.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's
do it.
I have mine off 364 days a year, but then I turn it on for my birthday. In true frontman fashion,
Mm-hmm.
So how have you been?
Just still busy, still getting through this political season at work. Has been basically a madhouse, but yeah, pretty much just a bunch of just working. Nothing exciting to really report. And as far as I don't know. I didn't have anything exciting going on. Sorry.
Well, what about last night? That was kind of a little exciting for you.
Oh yeah, shout out to the Birds for pulling one out. Man, dude, I was like, man, they can't just win a goddamn game by like 10. It's got to be just nail biters. Even when they lose, wins, always a nail biter. But yeah, that was a fun game. So basically, what we found out last night is that the Giants suck and the Eagles suck like a little less than them. So, but. Carson's awesome. I don't give a shit, man. I love Carson. Out there with Jason Kelsey and nine other dudes we never heard of, and he's still out there balling.
In the Liberty High School football team.
Yes, seriously. Dude, every week it's like somebody catches a pass and they get up and I read the jersey and I'm like, I don't even know who the hell that dude is, man. Like, I'm gonna go down and try out. Invincible 2.
Number 68, Smitty with the catch. What? Who? Oh, Smitty. He's from down the street.
Yeah, Schmitty. Yeah, Schmitty.
5 points.
I'm waiting to actually see Mark Wahlberg out there for real. But yeah.
Because I said to Sean, I'm like, "Are you watching the debate?" And he goes, "No, man, I'm watching the game." I'm like, that's an easy win. I'm like, why even watch that?
No,
Oh. And apparently it wasn't an easy win.
No, you should, man. You're like half an Eagles fan. You should know better than to ever say that's an easy win.
Well, it was the Giants, right? And Washington beat the Giants, right?
Right.
And Washington sucks.
Yeah, well, Washington also beat us, so
right. So I thought, it'd be an easy win. So I'm like, I guess not.
Sean is like one of the angriest Eagle fans I ever met. Like, I'm gonna tell you, like from my, and it's funny, but like from my point of view, and I don't know, man, the Super Bowl really chilled me out. Like I'm still a fairly angry Eagles fan because it's in our blood, but like they won the Super Bowl, so I find myself like not getting mad at them as easily as I would have, But Sean, when you talk to Sean, like if you didn't see his picture, you'd swear to God he was like a 75-year-old dude that like never seen a Super Bowl win in his life, Like
yeah, he gets angry over that stuff.
He does, man. Like I want to watch a game with him one of these days, man. Just because, like, I want the in-person experience.
Yeah, it's definitely a unique experience.
Yeah.
Like
imagine one Eagles fan telling another Eagles fan, "Dude, you gotta relax a little bit, man."
Like, wow.
He was firing everybody by the end of the first quarter. I guarantee it. Fire everybody.
Do you remember that part in Empire Strikes Back when Han Solo wanted to get out of there and he goes over to Chewie and he like completely pulled apart like two like components on the Falcon. He's like, "What are you doing? I'm trying to get out. Pull this out over there. Put it back together. Put it back together." It's exactly like Sean for like 3 hours of the game. With a lot of jumping.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But that's good though. I like that. I like when they bring the fire, Like it would seem weird if I was watching a game with an Eagles fan and they just were like,
the Raider Nation always welcomes new fans. So whenever you're ready, I'm here for you.
Oh. You know what? I'll do the same thing that Raiders players usually do. Like I'll spend, 90% of my life as an Eagles fan, and then when I'm ready to die, then I'll go to the Raiders.
Oh,
it's true. It's not. You're not.
Oh, it was crazy, dude. They took the Chiefs down, man. Which,
they were number one.
Yeah, a lot of people fell out of the suicide pool, I'm sure, that week on that game.
Jason, you follow football? Are you a fan?
Yeah, I don't follow as much as I used to. I'm mainly more into college sports than I am pro.
Oh, yeah. I never really got into college.
Yeah, I mean, I used to follow Steelers all the time. I know, hate me.
Nah, Steelers aren't very high on the hate list. They're ways down. But
if I pretty much follow mainly college, and it's mainly North Carolina. So.
That's cool. Like I said, I never could get into college football. I don't know why. I'm just I guess it was just because the players like rotate out so quick or whatever.
I think I'm with you on that too. Like, I mean, if there's a game on and it's a good game, like I'm down to watch it, but I'm not like into it as much. It's like, because of the, like a dude like Brian Dawkins was around forever. Like certain players are around for a long time, and you kind of, I don't know. Me personally, I get into it a little bit more, but. Some good college sports on, good college football on. That dude, what's his name? Trevor Lawrence. They're like the Jets were going to pick him first, and he's like, I'm just going to go back to school again for another year.
Damn.
I'm just going to go for my PhD until like it's not the Jets or the Browns or one of these clubs.
What was his name? Jason,
Trevor Lawrence.
Oh, Trevor Lawrence. That's right. It would be Dr. Lawrence. Was selected by the
Eagles. Yeah, right. Yeah, he hasn't thrown a football in 5 years, but he can analyze the shit out of a defense.
Well, now that we alienated 85% of our listeners for the past 10 minutes.
Yeah, let's go around. Let's start with Jason. So, you got a plug out there, but if you have any other plugs or shout outs, and also what did you get toy wise in the last couple of weeks?
All right. Actually, I'd like to shout out my wife's podcast, the Total Package podcast. Her and a bunch of the girls and some of the wives from friends of ours all got together and have a show on Thursday nights. So they get on YouTube, they go live with video, and they just go at it, talk about whatever the heck they want to talk about. So be sure to check them out. You know what I mean? They're pretty fun. They get pretty bad at sometimes, but it's pretty interesting.
That's cool. I know Mike's thinking, how interesting would a podcast about making sandwiches and vacuuming be? But but that's cool. What's the name of the show again, Jason?
It's called the Total Package Podcast.
Total Package Podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
But yeah, check them out Thursdays. They're Thursday evenings, and we're actually Thursday morning. So. Are you guys both on the same channel, or do they have their own channel on Podbean? They have their own channel on YouTube, basically. That's all they have there. They go Podbean pretty much everywhere you can find it. So
cool.
And as for what I've gotten for the last few weeks, oh man, it's actually been kind of light. I've been picking up those. I don't know if you're familiar with the ZD Toys Iron Man figures. They're officially licensed overseas from Disney. They're essentially like figure arts figures, but they're oversized. So they're like, I guess 1/9 scale. And they actually come with Hall of Armor pieces as well that fit that scale.
What is it called? So, what toys?
ZD Toys.
ZD, like the letters?
Yeah, Z, D, and then toys.
And, I didn't know it was letters, and I just had ZD, like make ZD typed in. Nothing was coming up. I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about? ZD.
Yeah.
Italian company.
Yeah, it could be. But yeah, they're pretty interesting. They actually got the seal of approval by the Mouse House. So it's kind of interesting. I'd never expected to turn on to get those, but I love those things. So far, they've got, I think, 2 of them out. And then they got the Hall of Armor pieces that light up and everything. So it's pretty much what I've gotten for the last couple of weeks.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. What about you guys?
Jed, shout outs, plugs, hauls.
Let's see. So I just got a big box from Ami today. And shout out once again to DHL for turning from a 2 to 3 day, delivery service from Japan to basically a 1.5 day delivery service.
That's crazy.
So I paid for my stuff 2 days ago, and they shipped it out yesterday morning, and I got it again this afternoon from it's just crazy. Wow. So I got a Figma. I got Player's Kai Barrett, which is from Final Fantasy VII. It's the big dude with the machine gun arm.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a really nice figure. I got one for Brother Kyle, and I got a Figma Galaga and Galaxian ships that they were selling.
Oh, I remember. Those are the ones that we talked about in the show a while ago.
Yeah, last year. Yeah, they finally came out, and they're really cool. So they're pretty big too. They're probably about maybe 4 inches, 5 inches, in length. They came with stands and effects and stuff. And it's cool because if you put them right up against the wall, standing up, it looks just like the ship from the video game. So those are pretty cool. I picked up the Han and Leia Star Wars Black UK version. That was the one that came with the whole Hoth hallway Dio, whatever. And it's the reason why I got that is because that's the one with Han Solo in the brown jacket instead of the blue jacket, which is accurate. That's what I wanted to get. So all my Star Wars stuff's done. I got some Rebels too, some from Hasbro. I picked up some Casey Kohler art too. So shout out to Casey. He's got a special going for the TFCon weekend.
Nice.
He has 3 prints for $20, which is great.
Oh yeah.
Oh nice.
You got a website or something? Because I always get something from him, man.
It was up on Twitter, and I actually shared it on our Facebook page. You all you gotta do is email him with the subject and say which ones you want. And he's kind of taking whatever he needs to get, and he's going to go to his printer, and get them all printed out, whatever amount he has to get. But all his commission work is closed. He already filled all those slots up. And let's see, he also did like every Monday he does on his Twitch and then YouTube. He does like 2-3 hours of him drawing like characters. You know, like he does like this whole thing. He like talks to the people that are in the chat. And last week he did a wind charger, and he had him like doing like the whole like magnetic, like mini Magneto type of thing and stuff. And I thought that was really cool. So I bid for that on eBay and I won that. So I picked that up too. And yeah, it's really cool. He asked me what I wanted to have signed. I said to Black Iron Shout, the world's greatest podcast. So
the world's, I'm looking at him right now. You should have got is that the Black Arachne? You should have got that one and had it signed into Blackout and Shout, the #1 Beast Wars podcast.
Beast Wars podcast. Which wouldn't be a lie, you know?
I gotta go. Like, does he? I'm assuming he has these on his page somewhere where you can see him a little bigger.
Well, those are like standard prints, man. Those like some of those are from like covers of like the IDW books. Like,
no, but I mean, I just want to see him a little better than these little tiny ass thumbnails. That's all. Like I recognize some of them, but like that one where there's like a big group shot with it looks like like Rodimus and a whole bunch of like I can't really make out who the hell's all in that picture.
Yeah, I can't remember where. I know I think it's on. Maybe check his Twitter account. I think that's where it might be. Or if you check the Tfcon Facebook page, I think it's there too. See, where was I at? Shout out to Gort and Chris Byrne. I got I cleaned up our YouTube channel and I started putting our shows back up there.
Yeah.
And they're all excited. So they're all happy.
You know what?
Chris said that he thought that show was over because he hadn't heard from us like for 20 episodes.
Chris actually, and I don't know if it was his original idea, if he heard it from somebody else, but for anybody that doesn't want to listen to us for 3.5 hours, if you watch on YouTube, you can put the speed up to 1.25.
Yeah,
and then you can get through it
on Podbean too.
Oh, can you?
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to check that out next time.
I told him that though. I said to Gort, but when you see us in real life, we'll sound all slow and weird and shit.
I don't know if does it change the pitch or does it just change
sometimes?
Oh, does it? Oh,
mm-hmm. Yeah. Like there was that joke we were talking about how they had Jonathan Frakes from that TV show that mystery show or whatever it was. If you slow him down a little bit, he sounds like he's drunk all the time. He's like, have you ever not given a tip at a restaurant? So anyway, so yeah, shout out to those guys. So yeah, the YouTube channel back up, and I'm gonna start back posting the episodes. Podbean has it now where you can click a generate video from the episode, so that I can just download that and upload it. It's a lot easier for me to do that than it was the other stuff that I was doing because I'm lazy. And shout out to this other dude that he posted some stuff on Instagram. I was talking to him for a little bit. His YouTube channel is I think it's called Kato's Collection. He's like does like a lot of G.I. Joe stuff. Yeah. Collection with a K. So shout out to that dude. He was check out his channel. Some really cool stuff. He did a what was it? Shit, I can't remember what video game it was. I think it was Forza or I have to go back and look. It was a video game where he was taking all the cars and he was customizing them into like, you know, Autobots. Like
I saw a couple of those pictures. They look pretty cool.
Yeah.
I saw like Red Alert and who the hell else I see? I know I saw Red Alert,
Smokescreen, and there was a bunch of them that he did. So, but he had a video up so I shared that. But yeah, shout out to him. And F you, John Bailey. And see your fucking virtual panel at TFCon. No. How about you, Mike?
Shout out to all the fans of the Reflector Files page. Just actually today went over 5,000 on Facebook and nearing 5,500 on Instagram. So
you're welcome.
So and also I'm going to welcome on brother Kyle is gonna put some shots on the page from time to time. I hit him up and asked him if he wanted to I hit him up. We were like bullshitting a little bit. It was funny, and I asked him if he wanted to contribute to the reflector files, and I think he thought I meant like, you know, chip me a couple Patreon bucks for all my efforts. And then I was like, I just want you to put like some pictures on there, you know. So
and subscribe.
Yeah. So yeah, I think he's just gonna, like, for now, because he's a busy dude. So I think he's just gonna do like maybe, you know, one shot a week, 2 shots a week or whatever. But I was like, yeah, just pick some of your favorites. And I have awesome creative name for what I'm gonna call his photo album on that page.
Okay.
The Reflector Kyles.
Boy.
Put the gong in anywhere here.
There it is.
So that's fun. Let's see. As for hauls, I got I got the Scourge last time. Can't remember if I got the X-Trans by Scourge, like the updated.
Yes, because you were telling me about the bullshit about the foot transformation being different, and it's not
still bullshit. I got then the only thing that I actually got was Overload, which is a Micromaster transport. Since Jason Brand is a dick and talked me into buying G1 Micromasters, so I'm kind of slowly amassing that collection. But
yeah, but is it like you're buying them again? Didn't you have them before?
Yeah,
I did
have them. Piss me off. But I'm sure that money went
to go around, right?
This is the second go around, yeah. And then I'm like, you know, and it's like, this is how it happens, because I'm like looking at that shit, and then I'm like, well, you know, Micromasters did have a role in G1, like in the comic books, at least. Anyways, they never really showed up in the American cartoons. A little bit in the Japanese cartoons. I'm like, but they're G1, you know, they were in the comic book and all that shit. And then I'm eyeballing like Action Masters, and I'm like, man,
oh no.
Yeah, but I probably won't do that. And if I do that, I won't get like characters that already existed. You know, like I wouldn't want to Action Master Optimus Prime, you know, but like Skyfall or like a Croc or a Bonsai-tron or something, maybe possibly. But so one more checkbox in the Micromaster collection is done, so that's cool. But that action figure wise, I think that is all that I got in the last couple weeks. It's been kind of slow. Yeah, that's it. And I don't really have any plugs because I've been working so much. I haven't really done too much of anything creative on the side at all. So yeah, that's it for me. You guys want to move on to the news?
Yeah, I had like one more thing I forgot about. Like, there's this guy, Andrew Price. He does all these Blender videos and stuff. Like, his handle on YouTube is like the Blender Guru and stuff, because he had all these tutorials and stuff. But he started like his own podcast, and like the first like episode was all about being an artist and staying motivated with things. And I shared that, and it's really, really, really good. It's like I've been using like a lot of his like tips. The one thing that was really important was like if you just get past that initial like effort to start doing something for the day, he's like it's good to like just work on a little bit of something like for an hour a day, even if it's like a couple lines of drawing or whatever. He's like, because usually it turns into like 2 hours because you get into it. It's just that first initial effort to get over the initial start of it.
Yeah.
That a lot of people stumble over. And I've been doing that. I've been like kind of doing just a little bit every day to work on stuff, and it's been really helping a lot with working on shit. And I was gonna show you guys. I'm like I have a whole lot to do, but I wanted to show you what I've been like working on. I think I showed Jason a little bit before, but I don't know if you saw it or not, Mike. But I've been working on Jetfire. So that's all 3D. Yeah, and that's the shader that I created and stuff. So
yeah, that looks really good, man.
Yeah, it's coming out too. That's like halfway done, like with the shade. I have to put like the highlights on and like, you know, the right coloring and all that stuff. But it's coming out so good. So I can't wait till it's done and I can get it animated and then show it off. So
yeah, you were talking about that dude, man. That this starting a project is the absolute hardest part.
Yeah.
Followed closely behind, and you'll probably agree with me on this one, finishing the project. Like,
Yeah.
like I'm like you know, like between the 20s, if we're talking in football terms, like I'm a monster, you know, from right after the point where you get started up until like the very end, but like starting it, getting motivated to start it is tough, especially if it's like a big project that you got in front of you, and then not falling short of the destination, like, you know. And I've done it a couple times and it never feels good, like where you could have a 10 on your hands but you got like a 9. You know what I mean? And that's tough too, you know. But that's not because I'm lazy. I think it's more like an OCD thing. Like, it's like, I want to get this done and get on to the next thing.
There was like a lot of good tips that he was given. Like, one of the other ones is that he said always make sure you have a project going at the same time. He's like, because if you get stuck on one, he's like, you can kind of go over to the other one, and then you're working on the other one, you maybe solved or figure something out. And like, so when you go back to the other one, you're like, you look at it again like fresh, instead of like looking at it like over and over and over for hours and hours, and you kind of see things you wouldn't normally see, and you can apply things that you might have learned in the other project to this project, and then you can go back and like kind of fix things or do stuff too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way on that when I'm doing some of those custom figures I do. like I rip Mezcos apart and stuff like that and build custom figures from them. And I think I've got at one time, I've got, I think, 10 different projects at once going, because either in different stages of waiting to get parts or waiting to find the piece that I'm looking for or whatever else. And once I don't have the piece, I just hop on to the next and keep going.
Yeah, that's cool. Do you do that for yourself, Jason, or do you turn around and like sell them?
Well, most of the time I just do them for myself, but friends will send stuff to me and I'll end up making custom figures for them here and there. Everybody keeps telling me I should look into getting a 3D printer and start doing a bunch of my own stuff. But we'll see.
Yeah.
I might end up doing it.
Cool. Anyway, yeah. So you guys want to go to the news then?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So I only have one person that died, but it was kind of sad. It was almost as sad as Eddie Van Halen, but
nothing is as sad as Eddie Van Halen.
Well, nothing is. I said almost. You heard me say almost, right?
Yep.
Anyway, so Tony Lewis died. He was 62 years old. He was the singer and songwriter and bass player of the Outfield.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Damn. The Outfield, by the way, has one of the greatest like guilty pleasures songs of all time. Absolutely. Like, roll your windows up and fucking sing it like you're at Madison Square Garden, and then roll the windows back down after it's over.
And everybody knows who's Josie is.
Yeah.
So that kind of sucked. I'm like, it was like 62. I'm like, that's kind of young.
That is young.
So, but they didn't say why he died. So, but that's all I had. There's a couple other people, but nothing really that pertained too much. Nobody else really in the same area as what we pertain to. So on with the Troilers.
The Troilers. Spell that.
TRUALG.
But the G silent.
Yes. Yeah.
Silent G.
Q at the end.
Silent G.
So Mike.
Yes.
I thought I saw a rumor, or maybe it might have been some photographic evidence, I think, on Facebook, that you were watching The Mandalorian.
I was.
With a baby Yoda, no less.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Speaking of, man, we got to rewind 5 minutes back to the halls real quick. So fucking Gort, man. Well, we're out at JD and Chan's, and Gort was there, and he's like, I got something for Jed and that you got to take back with you. Can't remember what the hell he gave me. I feel like it was X-Men related, or was it Star Wars?
It was the Hellfire Club stuff.
Hellfire Club. Yeah. So, and I got something for you too, he says, and he pops the trunk, and it's a fucking baby Yoda.
Doing surprises, doesn't he?
Yeah. So now I gotta. So now I have. When people ask me if I have a child, I can say yes, I do. If there's any.
There you go.
I'll get my Father's Day discounts on stuff. I should put a picture of him in my wallet, like a real professional looking portrait of him, like in front of like a cloud background, you know.
Put him in like in a sherry glass or something.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. So shout out to Gort. Yo, fuck.
So did you finish watching all the first season?
I am into episode 7. So we've been watching like it's been so busy. So what we're doing is like I come home from work and we get a workout in and then eat dinner, and then while we're eating dinner we watch an episode. So so we're up to 7. So I guess we got a couple more. Who was it? 12, 13, 12, 10 maybe?
That's a good question. I thought it was 8 actually, but maybe I'm wrong. Let me look.
Oh, if it was only 8, then we only got one more to go.
Let's see. The Mandalorian was 8. Yep.
Yep.
I'll tell you something funny that I told Gort and Brink while I was at JD's, and I said, I would never say this publicly, but I'll tell you guys just between us. It's pretty funny. So I'm watching, and Apollo Creed, what's his character's name?
Apollo Creed.
Yeah. Yeah, what's his name?
I'm not telling you because I want you to just sit there and kind of like.
Well, I'm not without looking it up. I'm not going to remember it, but the Mandalorian, he goes into the bar and Apollo Creed's there. And I look over at Vanessa and I'm like, man, Lando got old as fuck.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I was fresh off the dev, but yeah. So yeah, we're almost done and right on time because the second season is coming out very soon.
Exactly, and the first trailer is the Baby Yoda show special look.
Yep.
From I think that was from Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
So are you excited to keep watching, Mike?
Yeah. It's fun. I'm having a good time watching it. It's like you don't even really need. I mean, of course, I know my Star Wars a little bit, not as much as you, but like I'm a casual Star Wars fan. So, but I don't think you need to be to watch it. Like of course you'll know more stuff if you know more background stuff, but it's this season is kind of something you could just watch by itself and just have a good time watching it without knowing anything. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
What did you think about the special look?
I thought it was cool. There's my in-depth take on it. It was cool.
Wow.
Listen, somebody's got to play the part of Levier. I mean, it was no Happy Death Day, Jed, but
right?
It was okay.
Happy Death Day. Did you what did you think of the episode with fuck, I forgot his name.
Angel Dust. Oh,
Angel Dust.
Yeah, the girl, Gina Carano. See, I know her name.
Oh, was that her like wrestling name or something?
No, Angel Dust. That was her name in Deadpool.
Oh, okay. See, you're like referencing things that I don't even remember anymore.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm trying not to.
The oh my god, the comedian. Wow, I forgot his name.
Oh, the ginger. Bill Burr.
Bill Burr. Thank you, God.
That should caught me off guard, man. Like, is that Bill Burr? And then he talked, and I'm like, dude, that's definitely Bill Burr, man. I'm like, what the fuck is he doing here? I didn't see that coming, but yeah, that was, and also Bill Burr and also Bobby makes an appearance.
Yes,
Sons of Anarchy, Bobby.
Yep, Bobby, yeah,
that was fun, man.
Yeah, they didn't change his character at all. He could just been Bobby from In Space.
Dude, I actually said that to Vanessa. I'm like, dude, he's playing the same part. It's like Ryan Reynolds. He plays the same thing in everything that he does.
Yeah.
He's just Bobby all the time. But yeah, that was a good episode.
Did you recognize Clancy Brown in all the makeup?
Clancy Brown. Who is Clancy Brown?
Who's Clancy Brown? It's the Kurgan from Highlander. The drill instructor from Starship Troopers.
Yeah, no, I never knew his real name.
Luthor. Oh, you didn't? Oh, okay.
No. If I would have seen him and recognized him, I'd have been like, dude, the Kurgan was in it.
He was.
So it was Kurgan,
dude. The big dude with
Bobby
the,
and
in the
Angel Dust.
yeah, the big dude with the horns. That was him.
No, I would have not picked that out. I'm even looking at a picture of him in that makeup right now, and I'm not even. Nah, I would not pick that out.
No shit. How about you, Jason? Are you excited for the next season? Are you a big Mandalorian fan?
Yeah, I mean, it was fun. It was my wife Bethany. She's more into the whole Baby Yoda thing more than anything. So she got me suckered into watching it. Star Wars is pretty fun. Yeah, it was funny as hell. She's like, "Yeah, we got to watch this." I'm like, "All right." So it's been interesting so far watching the first season. I'm not as much of a Star Wars fan as some people are. Well, I didn't grow up with reading all the books and all the miscellaneous stuff like that. So not as much as someone like Gort and some other people we know. And,
Like, fuck it, I'm not a super nerd like Gord is with Star Wars.
Fuck all that. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, so we started watching it. We actually got into it. I was pretty excited watching the first season, and definitely excited to see the second season. It's something different. It's a different change of pace from like all the other TV shows that I've seen.
Yeah. It's like think of it like you gotta think of like the Mandalorian like a space western. Basically kind of like what it is. So Monster Hunter. What do you guys think about that?
I don't know if it's going to be crap or not, but I was kind of into this trailer. I thought it looked like it had some potential, man. It looks like it's going to be a fun like popcorn type of movie.
Oh yeah.
Well, I didn't know that Toho was involved, so that's a little bit more credit for the monsters and stuff, So I never really played the video game or anything, but it's basically kind of like it's going to be like Resident Evil with like Monster Hunter kind of mixed in with the whole.
Now, are you saying that just because the Resident Evil girl's in it, or do you really feel like it has
I think her husband directs it too. I think it's the same guy that directed the Resident Evil movies is doing this too.
Paul Anderson.
That's it.
Yeah.
Paul Anderson.
Okay, so you said this is based on a video game.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out what was there was a line in the movie based on something. Oh, wait. I gotta. What the hell was it? Based on legendary something or other, or what's the name of the video game?
Monster Hunter.
Is it Monster Hunter?
Yeah.
Oh, hang on, I gotta track this line down. That
it's based on the video game Hamlet.
No, but there was right here. It was a weird line. It says here, based on the worldwide phenomenon, right? But then, and it had me hanging on the edge of my seat to find out what this worldwide phenomenon was. And then the rest of the trailer played and never told you. I'm like, well, it can't be that fucking worldwide because I don't know what they're talking about.
Well, it's pretty spelled out with the title of the movie.
So Monster Hunter is Monster Hunter the video game? Is that what they're calling the worldwide phenomenon?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes all kinds of sense. Jesus Christ, man. That shit had me a little confused. I'm like, but yeah, that looks fun. Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I'm in the same boat as you because I never played the game. But I remember seeing friends going over to friends' houses and they played it a couple times. So,
yeah, they have a bunch of them. There's a couple of them. And then I know there was a PSP game of it. And there's a bunch of, I think there's a Switch version. It's pretty well known.
The big one that comes out of the sand looks like a Tarrasque, like that D&D monster. A little bit.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. But yeah, it looks interesting. So
this one would be on the yes list.
What about Resident Alien?
All right, so funny story about that one real quick. So you had that back to back with this one in the chat. So we went from what's the Resident Evil girl?
Mila Jovovich.
Yeah. So I went from that to this next one, and I read it as Resident Evil, and then it said 7-minute trailer, but the 7 was the only thing on the first line. So I read it as Resident Evil 7, and I'm like, when are they going to stop making these stupid fucking movies, man? And then so on the first 30 seconds where he was out on the boat fishing, I was waiting for some crazy ass shit, like some monsters to come flying out of nowhere, you know, and
Popping out of the water, pulling them down.
yeah, like this is they're gonna go aquatic. Oh, how fucking original, you know? Like I was waiting to hate on it, and then I'm like, it's 7. I gotta watch 7 minutes of this shit. But then when you turn around and I saw it was an alien, I went back and looked at the title, and I'm like, oh, I fucked up. So then I had to rewind it to 000 and start over again with a clean slate.
I knew it was a little long, but it was a better trailer than the original trailer. And I didn't know anything about this until last night, but apparently there was a trailer out for it like 8 months ago. But yeah, I didn't know anything about it. And I watched it and I was like, oh, this is quite interesting.
So the alien crash lands on the planet and he possesses, or he like takes over Pirate Steve. And
yeah, Pirate Steve. Yep.
And Pirate Steve, and notice Pirate Steve was out on a boat. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it didn't really grab me by the bit, but I guess it could be interesting. I guess I don't know. See, I like when the cop goes up and he's like, they call me Big Black. Oh, because you're truck.
I was like, oh man, here we
go. I like Alan Tudyk because I think he's like he's a really good voice actor, and two, he's a really funny actor. So anything that he's in is usually really good. And I was telling Jason earlier, I said the part when he's in the chair, like learning how to talk. And he's like, yeah, it's really funny. So. But yeah, I thought it looks really interesting.
It looks like it's definitely going to be something different. I haven't seen anything too much like that in quite a while. And he's a pretty good actor himself. So I usually like most of the movies he's in. He's pretty funny. So, but it was funny. We were talking back about when the guy said, "What do you say? Call me." What was it? What was the guy's line? The cop. She said,
"Oh, wait, they call me Big Black."
Yeah, and she's like, "You just call me Liv or whatever it was," and she just sitting there laughing. He was all confused, like, "What the hell?" But he's like, "Oh, is it because of your big black truck?" And the guy just looked at him.
It. I don't know. I mean, I guess that'd be one of those things. Like if it was on, I catch it and see if it keeps me interested in the first 20 minutes. But I don't know.
See, you're not like a Firefly, right?
I've never seen. I don't know because I've just never seen it. But I do know that it's well loved by everybody that has seen it.
Right. Yeah. And there was a movie called Serenity that was the whole thing too. But anyway, so Alan Tudyk played a character in it called Wash, and he was it was really good too. So
I knew he was on that show. I knew that much.
Besides that and all the voice acting stuff that he did, he did the voice and the motion capture for the robot and iRobot, and then he also did it for the IG. Is it an IG unit? I can't remember what his name was, but in Rogue One, did you see that, Mike?
Yeah, I saw Rogue One.
The robot that was with the captain, that guy. Yeah, that was Alan Tudyk doing all the acting and the voice work for that too. Was that Jason?
I said I didn't realize that was him.
Yeah,
I was playing that. Nice.
Yep. And he did, like I said, he did the voice and the acting and stuff like that for iRobot with Will Smith too. But he's in a bunch of stuff. And then this was a surprise that there was a trailer for American Gods season 3. I thought that was done. I thought that was
done too. I actually said that. Vanessa said it too because I was watching the trailers downstairs while she was there, and we had watched the first 2 seasons. And yeah, we just thought it was kind of dead in the water, and it might be. I don't know. I'm trying to think of if I have enough juice to go back for another season. Like I ran out of gas on Walking Dead, and I don't know. I'm kind of maybe feeling that way a little bit about American Gods a little.
Yeah, and your favorite character is dead. So
yeah, I saw he was all like showed him for a half a second in the trailer, and he didn't look healthy.
No,
he was no longer doing the math.
No, it wasn't.
Well, Orlando Jones I think it was no longer on there too. Wasn't there a little bit of controversy with that?
Yeah, he got fired, I think, or let
Orlando
go.
Jones, what character was he?
He played the spider. Yeah, the spider god.
Oh, okay.
You watched that second season, right?
You talking me or Jason?
You, Mike.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did.
Because you knew that Sweeney was gone, right? Because you would known by like the last or second last episode.
Well, yeah, but you never know with these shows, man. You know,
True.
it's like comic books. Nobody ever stays dead. So
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they have a character named Dead Wife. So
right.
And last but not least, but The Stand. Any interest at all?
I never read it.
Mm-hmm. Did you watch the original miniseries that came out like years and years ago?
If I did, I can't remember it. I don't think I did. So I didn't really
watch it a few years ago. It wasn't bad.
Yeah,
I read the book. I like the book better. So
yeah, Rob Lowe was in it. Who's there was a guy from Coach, I think, that was in it. And
was it Dauber?
Yeah, the big doofy dude. Yeah. He was in it because he played the slow guy from the books. I forgot what his name was because he's like grass or like moon. That spells MOON. That's moon. I was like, oh, was the whole other full moon?
Gary Sinise was in that, right? In the first one, from what I remember.
No, I think it was like
in
the
94?
I think it was the bootleg Gary Sinise.
Huh.
I kind of remember there was a guy that looked like Gary Sinise, but it wasn't Gary Sinise. I think.
Here, The Stand 94. Yeah, it says Gary Sinise.
Was he?
Stu Redmond.
Was that Gary Sinise? Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
You ever see that meme with the five skeletons sitting on like a bench next to each other?
Yeah,
and like the one at the end has like no legs. it says black, white, straight, gay, Lieutenant Dan.
You know what? I never realized that was Gary Sinise. Oh wow.
Who's that?
The Gary Sinise, Lieutenant Dan.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, he was in The Stand. I see, like it was 1994.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Molly Ringwald was in it too.
There's a lot of people in there.
Matt Frewer, remember him? Max Headroom.
Yeah, I
Rob
remember
Lowe. How about that? I guess my memory is kind of like wackadoo. Thanks, Jason, for setting me straight.
Yeah, no problem.
Glad you're here. Definitely taking Levy's part because Levy would have been setting me straight too. So he would have had a lot more attitude behind it when you did that.
Called him a couple of names while he was at it.
I just like to slide it in there real quick and let it marinate.
That's my philosophy too.
Let's see, and that's it. One thing I did watch, Love and Monsters. That was a good movie.
Was it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's on Amazon and Jedflix if you want to look at it.
Yeah, maybe I will.
Shout out to Jedflix.
Shout out to Jedflix.
Did you see it yet, Jason? I know you said you were interested in.
Yeah. Beth and I ended up checking it out. I think it was the other day. It actually wasn't that bad. It was pretty fun to watch. I mean, it had a lot of people in it. I was surprised how many people were actually in there. We had Michael Rooker. Who else? Jessica Henwick. She was on that Daredevil show.
Yeah. She was Iron Fist.
Iron Fist. I'm sorry.
Yep.
But yeah, it was a pretty good watch. Some of the stuff. I mean, Bethany jumped a couple of times in a couple of the scenes, but it's definitely like it was kind of funny because we were laughing at when we got to the end of it, and Bethany was like, "Yeah," she's like, "He just totally got cock blocked." It was pretty good.
You knew that was going to happen, but no, that was just like the whole thing of the story. So it's like Mike, it's like one of those fun like monster movie kind of things, like Zombieland in a way.
Right.
Yeah. So it's like on that type of same vein as that. So it was good. I liked it. Check it out.
Yeah, definitely.
You guys want to go on to the news?
Yeah.
All right.
Sure thing.
So big news. Well, since like I said, the episode dropped Sunday. This past weekend was Tfcon weekend. So how about you? You guys excited for the virtual Tfcon weekend, or are you just kind of like same? I'm just gonna ignore the whole thing.
I'm cautiously optimistic about I always get excited for the third party panel, and we might not see anything. You know what I mean? But even if there's a couple goodies in there that we haven't seen yet, like I'll be psyched to see that stuff. I'm always looking forward to that. Whether or not and if it's a disappointment, whatever. But I always look forward to that. Yeah. I don't know if you want to. I don't know if you want to include it more in the toy news. You want to talk about the exclusives, or because that's all I have for toy news.
Nah, we'll keep it for toy news then. I was just saying, I didn't know, like, usually it's like a big thing for you, like, because you go there and you see people and stuff. But this is like these are like basically they're gonna have all the panels like on YouTube and Facebook.
Yeah,
I guess they'll have maybe some deals too, some sales.
Yeah, I mean that's Saturday. Good. It's good that they're trying to do something. It's just like it's a real fucking bummer, dude. Because what's happening right now is my memories from since TFCon is always around this time, the fall one. Within a couple of weeks, like over the last couple of weeks, my memories on Facebook have been popping up, and there's been pictures of me with a bunch of the people that you met there, and it's like, man, it's a bummer that we're not able to do that this year.
There's pictures of like memories of your ass hanging out in front of the window.
Those are coming up. The only thing that it saved me from not having a TFCon is having to figure out how I was going to be naked this year. So it gives me a whole, gives me a whole other year to figure it out. Yeah.
Hey, maybe you could one up yourself this year.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see what goes on. Maybe I should do a picture of me naked sitting there watching the YouTube videos.
There you go.
Well, I was all ready.
with a pipe.
Or a long black bar like that I did the one time.
Yeah. Oh man.
Excited. It's kind of, I think most of the part that I'm kind of disappointed with it is that I just won't be able to see you guys or any other people being able to hang out and have a beer or something like that, or just seeing each other in passing and hanging out or whatever else. I think that's what I missed the most about it not being us going to there. But I mean, I think I'm kind of excited to see the third party panel.
I think if you polled 100 people like from our like extended circle and asked them what the biggest draw of a TFCon was, I think 100 out of 100 would say that it wasn't necessarily the toys; it was more the social aspect. Of course, the toys help, but
sure.
But yeah, I think a lot of people have the same opinion that we do.
Dexter is set to return for a 10-episode limited series sometime next year. That was a bit of a surprise too.
Oh yeah, Michael C. Hall. That's kind of interesting. Did you guys watch the original show?
I did.
I did not.
Oh, you didn't? Oh, that's a good watch. You should watch those with 5 seasons, I guess it is, or 5 seasons. They said that they weren't going to bring it back because it was, like one of those things where it was like the show that kind of put Showtime, on the map. It was like their anchor show that everybody watched. And they weren't going to bring anything back unless they had like a really good story or a really good idea about it. So I guess for the past few years, Michael C. Hall and I think one of the other producers was kind of brainstorming about things, and they came up with something, and now they're going to come back with this like limited season for 10 episodes. So all the Dexter fans out there, that's kind of exciting.
Yeah. I've never heard anybody say that they didn't like that show. People, they watch it, so I'm sure those people are pretty psyched.
When you ever get like my queue's kind of empty, different, watching a guy, who's playing like the anti-hero who just is basically a fucking serial killer, murdering people.
What is it? I heard somebody say a serial killer that likes killing serial killers or something like that.
Yeah, basically. It's a good watch. Plus the guy from I can't remember if he's just in the first season or the second too. The guy from the whole Vine where he goes like surprise motherfucker. Motherfucker. Yeah,
that's from
Dexter.
That's from that show.
Yeah, that's from Dexter.
Rude dies, motherfucker. All right. I like when he's dressed like the judge and he goes, all right, motherfucker. I never knew what that was from.
Yeah, that's from Dexter. And because he always he's like Dexter plays like this as a criminal investigator type of guy. He's like a CI type of guy for the police department. And the black dude's the detective. And he always feels like how does he say it? He says like his skin always crawls. He's like, you're like a lizard. He's like, he's like a lizard, slippery lizard. Just get it right. I know there's something up with you. He's like, I got my eye on you. He's like, something off with you. And Dexter's like, okay, I'm gonna be over here doing my blood spatter thing.
Yeah, we
But-
watched the show back a day. It was pretty fun. I'm kind of excited to see what they're gonna, what type of story they're gonna come up with now, especially after the series finale.
Yeah, I don't want to ruin it for Mike, but it was like it was disappointing, but they did leave it like open for things. So, but anyway, so I know that you don't read, Mike, but maybe Jason. Do you read books, Mike or Jason? I almost called you Mike Lowry.
Call me whatever you want.
Do you read your?
People do that.
He
call
always
me
fucking
Lowry,
says that
tell
like
me
I'm some kind of illiterate.
What was the last book you read?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
What was the last book you read?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
What was the last book I read? I read a bunch of Vampire Hunter D books.
Was there,
Vanessa-
was there
Vanessa-
mangas? The
No,
novelization.
they're actually like books.
Oh,
Yeah, fuck you,
Okay.
man.
all right. Anyway, so Ready Player 2. The book's gonna be coming out November 24th. The synopsis
Oh, nice.
was finally revealed, and I kept the link. I want to read from it because it was kind of abridged. It says, so this picks up days after the when the contest, James Halliday's contest, and Wade Watts makes a discovery that changes everything. Hidden within Halliday's vaults is a technological advancement once again changed the world, make Oasis 1,000 times more wondrous and addictive. And there's a new riddle, new quest, a last Easter egg from Halliday, and an unexpected and possibly powerful and dangerous new rival awaits one who will kill millions to get what he wants. So basically, it's kind of, the book picks up like right after the first one left off. So I'm really excited to read it. I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm actually because it's in the spirit of being October and all that and Halloween and everything. I'm actually reading a book, a bunch of different short stories by H.P. Lovecraft.
Oh, nice. I have his like complete works like in a hardback, and I read some of it, and man, I always want to go back and like read more, but it's like I always fucking spook myself out after I read those stories because I'll be sitting here at like 3:00 in the morning working on something, and like it's all dark, and I'll fucking hear something, and it's probably like the refrigerator, like the fish tank or something. And I'm like, God damn it, it's fucking creepy, just creepy shit. But that's good stuff.
Yeah, I started reading. I was trying to get my wife into it. The latest one was the Dunwich Horror that I just got done reading, and the next one is going to be the Necronomicon.
Oh yeah, the Necronomicon's a good one. That's a good one. Do you know that movie that I was like talking about maybe a couple months ago, Underwater, with the chick from the whatchamacallit, the shiny vampire movies. Wow, can't remember.
Twilight.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That was actually kind of based off of some of H.P. Lovecraft, so it's kind of interesting. But yeah, man, that's some good stuff. So anyway, so speaking about vampire hunters, Jamie Foxx is going to star in a new vampire called Day Shift that is going to be on Netflix, I believe. So he's going to be basically, I think he's going to be some type of maybe like a janitor or something like that by day, but like he makes most of his money by killing vampires at night. So I think kind of like a Blade for Hire type of situation, right. Mike.
Huh.
He'll be able to clean up his mess if he's a janitor.
Right. But that's interesting. More vampire stuff. How you feel about that, Mike? Are you like kind of think the vampire thing's kind of burned out, or you want to see more vampire stuff?
I'm always good for some vampire material. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think vampires ever got played out as much as zombies did.
Yeah.
Or maybe they did. I don't know. Maybe, but the zombie thing was more recent, so vampires been kind of flying on the down low for a little while. So yeah.
I want to see like more Vampire Hunter D. There's so many stories, and
I know, dude. I especially after Castlevania and like Voltron and like a lot of these other shows that got some love, and that was a popular. Like I've seen the Fist of the North Star had the movie and Ninja Scroll had the movie, but then they had like a series, and I would have loved to see like a season of Vampire Hunter D in the vein of like that Ninja Scroll series.
Yeah.
Because
Hopefully
I
one
think
day
there's
we'll.
yeah, I'm with you. I know you said there was a rumor. You saw a rumor floating around out there a little while ago, but we really haven't heard anything since.
Yeah, I don't know if it was just a rumor or actually production lied about. I would like to see a figure done too. I mean,
I would too, man.
I'm thinking
That'd be kind of fun to see.
And that would be a Vampire
Somebody
Hunter
do
D would be a
something.
line I would be easily coaxed into collecting because it would be a small line.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I looked up stuff I think about maybe like right around the same time that the second movie came out. I think they did like 2 figures from it, and someone did a Vampire Hunter D, and they did the chick that was on that bike, the big wheel in the front. I forget what her name is, but I think those are the only 2 figures that came out, and apparently they weren't very good.
Oh, the one from Bloodlust, you said?
What's that?
The one from Bloodlust you're talking about?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. I can't remember her name either, but she was a badass.
Mm-hmm.
You know what?
Did 12-inch and 7-inch figures, right? A couple different companies did.
Vampire Hunter D you're talking about?
There we go.
Yeah, didn't they do? I thought they did some 7-inch figures years ago.
They did. The only figures that I saw when I was looking up on eBay the other night was like, I can't remember. Let me look it up again real quick.
I know, what is it, Epoch or whatever it was?
That's it. Yep.
12-inch, right?
Yeah, you got it. Epoch. It was back in 2001. They did it. Her name was Leela. That's it. They did that. The girl with her bike, and then they did a 1 or 2 versions of D, and they were. I mean, it's 20-year-old action figure would expect.
Sure. Yeah.
But that was basically it, I think.
Storm Collectibles, get on it.
On Amazon.
Yeah, or Figma. I mean, yeah, they do Berserk. I mean, they could do Vampire Hunter D real easy.
Yeah.
But that's the only ones that I saw. Maybe there's more, but you would think like Rebel Tech or somebody would do one, but maybe it's a licensing issue too. Who knows? Whoever
did it, they'd really have to make the right choices as far as the cape goes. And I'm not exactly sure what those choices will be, but like it's like with a figure like Vampire Hunter D, I feel like the cape is as important on him as it would be on like Batman. It's just so much a part of like the character. Because every time I picture like Vampire Hunter D in like a splash page situation, the cape is always like all over the fucking place,
And the last bit of news that I have is that Willow is going to return on Disney Plus, and Warwick Davis will reprise the title role.
Oh yeah.
Yep. So there's going to be a Willow series.
If he's going to reprise the role, it should be Will Old.
Will Old. Now it's Val Kilmer coming back that
I'm here all week.
Are you excited to watch more of the Willow universe on Disney Plus?
I suppose.
I mean, what are they going to do now? Like, is he going to like carry his granddaughter across everywhere? Like, what's going on with that? I don't know.
She'll be carrying him.
He'll somehow be shorter, because like old people get short.
Probably like one of those mentor type of, trail travel show, I bet, where, he kind of relives what he did. Yeah. As a younger, I almost said Hobbit, as a younger Willow, and I'm sure they're going to introduce a whole new, like next generation cast type of thing. So I don't expect to see Val Kilmer back at all. So I'm assuming it'll be like a whole bunch of new characters, but in the same world.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of interested to see what happens with it. I like the original movie, so
yeah.
At least back then, I haven't watched it in a couple of years, so I don't know how well it holds up. So
yeah,
watched it recently.
Probably maybe 3-4 years ago, maybe I might have watched it, and it was all right. The special effects didn't age well, but it was okay from what I remember. Swords and sorcery type of stuff. So and Val Kilmer in his prime. So yeah, it's okay.
We'll check it out. It'll probably be horrible when I go to see it now, but we'll see.
Right.
So so it doesn't hold up all that well.
It's like one of those things where it's in between. You know, it's
Yeah.
like those typical George Lucas stories that are ageless, but then when you go back to watch it, you can tell that it's aged just because of the stuff that I remember when that movie came out. Everybody was talking about how awesome like morphing was, how you could morph from one like thing into another thing in special effects, how you go from like a sheep into a person and all that stuff. So that's, you could, if you want to think about how old that is and how it dates, you know, the special effects. So, but it's like one of those things where fun movie. So I think Ron Howard directed it too, didn't he? I think Ron Howard's involved in that.
I think so. Yeah, Ron Howard did it. It was what, 87, 88 or something like that when it came out.
Yeah, I think you're right, because I remember seeing it as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
But that's it for the news. Would you like to go on to the weird news? I can channel Levy.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. All right. Let's see. All right. For my first article, I like to call this one Next Time on Snake Maury. An incredibly old python has laid eggs at a zoo despite not seeing a male for decades. So apparently a 65-year-old ball python has laid 7 eggs back in July, and it hasn't been like interacting with any other snakes for at least 15 years. So not only is this unusual, is that a snake has laid eggs without interacting with any other male snakes for 15 years, but it's like the oldest snake like ever to have done that. It's a 65-year-old snake, which apparently a average ball python lives up to 30 years in captivity. So
wow.
I'm just picturing Jeff Goldblum in Jurassic Park. You know?
Life finds a way. So it's not unheard of that a select handful of vertebrates, including some species of lizards, snakes, rays, sharks, and even birds, apparently pocket. Yeah, the natural form of asexual reproduction, or they actually pocket sperm for years to be used later on.
Kind of like Monica Lewinsky.
Oh, delayed fertilization. Ugh. So anyway, that is the weird news.
Now I'm picturing Jeff Goldblum going, "You crazy son of a bitch, you did it."
So apparently this process is known as parthenogenesis, stemming from the Greek words virgin birth. Parthenogenesis, whatever, some hard scientific name to pronounce. And like a lot of different animals can actually do it. So, but once the eggs hatch, they're going to do a DNA testing to see who the father is.
Hopefully it's not a zookeeper.
Oh, come on, man. Like, imagine you rape a snake. You're like, your whole dick is like, it's like the snake. That's really weird to picture. Sorry.
Well, speaking about snakes, so the next article from Levy is called "Pulling a." Is it Toobin? Was his name Jeffrey Toobin? Yeah. Toobin or Tobin? Toobin,
I guess. I don't know.
Let's go with Toobin. So
Toobin,
yeah, pulling a Toobin. So the New Yorker suspends Jeffrey Toobin for masturbating on the Zoom call. So I made an embarrassingly stupid mistake, believing I was off camera. I apologize to my wife, family, friends, and coworkers. Toobin told Motherboard. I believe I was not visible on Zoom. I thought no one on the Zoom call could see me. I thought I had muted the Zoom video.
Oh, man.
apparently what had happened was that they were on like an election simulation featuring many of the New Yorker's stars like Jane Mayer, Evan Osnos, whoever these people are. I don't know. I don't follow the news. And they all they all were doing this thing, and then they went on a break, and he broke. So,
Oh my God.
So yeah, so they noted that that they're not entirely clear how much they saw, but they can say that they saw Jeffrey Toobin jerking off. And when the election simulation, during the strategy session, there was like they went to their like breakout rooms for about 10 minutes. It was 10 minutes. And it seemed like he was on a second video call, but apparently he was probably watching porn at the time. And they returned that he lowered the camera so they could see him like touching his his Toobin, his penis. So then he left the call and he called back in, seemingly unaware of what his colleagues had been able to see.
I saw a screenshot of it looks like tic-tac-toe, like the game show, like it has like the 9 squares, and he's in the top left, and everybody is just like got their holy shit face on. And but the funny part about it, I mean, there's a lot of funny parts about it, but he's completely naked. Like,
oh my God.
So it's like it wasn't enough for him to just whip his pipper out and just, but he just got like, it's like when George Costanza used to have to take his shirt off to go to the bathroom in that one episode or whatever. Remember? Like, this was just completely naked. Like, he had to get totally naked to do the deed, which is pretty funny.
Oh.
Wow.
Some people got to relax,
they're gonna clown this guy.
He left the call after he finished or before he finished.
I don't know. The details of that aren't in the article.
My question is like, why are people still staring at this dude? And just didn't.
Well, you know what? He must have muted the audio, right? So they're probably like, messaging him. They're probably like, hey, Jeff, we can see your dick. Put your clothes back on. What are you doing? You're scaring everybody.
Toobin.
And he probably had it all like minimized while he had Pornhub open.
Oh man, could you imagine? Imagine the moment that he looked at his computer and realized that he was not muted. I can't even fucking begin to imagine. Now listen, he shouldn't have been jerking off during a Zoom meeting. But everybody's gonna clown him. But let's be honest, dude. Everybody, I'm jerking off right now, but I know that we're just on audio.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Not offending anybody.
I'm glad I'm glad I could do it for you. Maybe it is Jason with the deep voice.
Yeah,
maybe that.
For sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So did they rename the when they were doing the election simulation to erection simulation? The name of this call? Jesus, this is bad. When you guys are handling your business, turn everything off.
See, that's the G.I. Joe.
I've seen people pick their nose, but Jesus, I've never seen that.
Yeah. It's it's unfortunate, but it's funny as fuck.
Yeah. Unfortunate for him or them.
This is unfortunate for everyone involved, like, everybody involved.
Yeah.
Like I see, like there's like, let's just move
there's
on.
probably like one guy who's like, well, I guess we're doing this. Here we go.
Yeah, right. Imagine all 9 people in the tic-tac-toe squares all got naked. And it just became this masturbation orgy. Dude.
Yeah, that's stuck in my head now. I don't want to know.
So
what else you got there? Sort of Libby.
The final well, I get the
Smack them
final
lips.
article. Yeah. So the final article that Levy provided for me from his homework was He titled it "As Long as You're Not Hurting Anyone," and it comes with a image that I will upload to the chat in a second.
This headline could have worked with that last story too.
So this headline is called "Dominatrix Walks Man Through Supermarket on All Fours." So a dominatrix woman was taking her sub for a walk through a supermarket in Los Angeles, has gone viral. It racked up more than 100,000 likes on Twitter. And shoppers at an upscale health food store were shocked when they saw the dominatrix with another person being led through the store on all fours. People tracked her down as Mistress Lark, and she told Daily Dot that she just wanted to get some juice.
I'd like to point out two things about the photo. Number one, the two dudes like behind, and the one guy's got his camera and he's just recording the whole thing. That's funny. But also, I'd like to point out that the girl and the dog man they're both upholding their social responsibilities, and they're both wearing masks. So
they are. Yes.
Shout out to the safety. What's her name again?
I want to know,
Mistress Lark.
The lady that's to the right in the picture, just looking at her phone and not looking everywhere else.
Has no idea. She has no idea. She'll find out about it when somebody tells her that she was in the picture and be like, "Holy fuck, I never even seen that." I guarantee it.
She further explained that she was out with her sub and her friends taking some videos, and they stopped at Ear One. I guess that's the name of the place. She also confirmed that she patted her sub twice, and they brought a dog bowl after.
Oh my God.
With some water, I guess. Thankfully, there weren't any children nearby. The man hasn't been identified, but he was holding a sign which said "On probation for Miss Foxx."
That is so bad.
Imagine seeing that. We just stand there at a Whole Foods and they just come rolling in.
That was like a couple years ago at AwesomeCon in DC. Some lady walked in and this guy was dressed up as Hello Kitty, just like walking around with a chain. Like I was like, what the fuck?
You think that was Channing Tatum under there?
Probably.
I put a couple pictures in the chat. I Googled her.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
The tattoos check out.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So that's all the weird news that we have. Would you like to move on to the toy news, Mike?
Yeah. So I don't have anything too crazy except for the couple of Tfcon exclusives. Mm-hmm. So let's start with so Ocular Max. This is what is it? The A3 or ages 3 and up, right? They're the Ravage. Is that who has that one? God damn it.
Ocular Max, yeah. Isn't that?
Yeah, but it was a ages 3. Yeah, it was ages 3 and up and Toy Dojo. So they're doing a clear Ravage, I guess, transparent Ravage. I don't know. What do you guys think of these the clear robots in general?
I have a Cosmos from Toy World that's clear. I like it. I think it looks cool. I'm not gonna go and get a whole bunch of other clear ones though, unless it makes sense. Like maybe like a Mirage would make sense. I think there was an exclusive, wasn't it like half clear?
Well,
Mirage
yeah, a Mirage. I could see like a Mirage. I could see Starscream. Anybody like a Skywarp, maybe that teleport. The teleport thing. I guess like some kind of invisibility. Yeah, I'm putting a picture in the chat right now. I mean, it looks cool, but I don't know.
Didn't Zeta come out with a clear Superion?
They are, yeah. I didn't even include that, but I think that might have even been last time we got together that I saw that. But yeah, they're doing a clear Superion. I don't know, man. It looks cool, but it's like I just don't have any kind of place for it. I bet a whole shelf of them will look cool together, but it's just like, it doesn't grab me by the river.
What about you, Jason? Are you all in on the clear bots?
I'm not much into some of the clear. The only thing I would get was probably Mirage.
Right.
But that's about it. I actually don't own any of these Ocular Max stuff, so I personally wouldn't get any of these. I'm not into it, but we'll see. I know a bunch of friends of ours are into them, so.
Yeah, I know Baldwin's all into, the clear stuff.
You can't count Matt. Matt buys everything.
Yeah, he buys everything. Yeah, right. And Nate, Nate's like all in on this. He's like, I want this. Reminds me of blank mixtapes. And I was like, all right.
Mm-hmm. I'm surprised there's not like a Jolly Rancher edition of this, like all the bright colors.
Yeah. Yeah. You think there'd be like a clear red Frenzy and a clear blue Rumble. See what I did there, Mike?
Yeah. But don't give him any ideas, man. Every time I see this, and I guarantee 99 out of 100 people thought the same goddamn thing. Like, give me Steel Jaw, Ram Horn, Rewind, and Eject already. You know what I mean? Or a Rat Bat or something. Well, they already teased the Autobot tapes. Like, and that was like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Dude, where are these Autobot tapes at, man?
I bet you're gonna see them Sunday afternoon. They'll probably tease them again.
Yeah, I could see. Well, hopefully, but last time I think they were renders. Hopefully, if we see something this time, like we'll actually see some, some prototypes or something.
Where are they?
Also show them clear.
Yeah. I thought they were finished though. Those pictures from Canada or whatever when they showed them.
Were they, Jason? I thought they were just prototypes or renders, or not prototypes, render. I thought they were only renders. I could be wrong though.
It's been so long, I can't remember.
Right. Yeah, right.
I guess we'll find out this weekend, hopefully.
Yep.
Yeah. Or not. Or we might find nothing out,
We're going to give you another color of this, but not the ones you want.
Seriously.
Yeah. Speaking of, are you like the whole panel thing, where are you setting your expectations? Are you like, you think now, like maybe they're going to have the same old crap that they usually show like they've been doing for the past few years? Or you think it's going to be something brand new and exciting?
I think if there's anything that's brand new and exciting, it's going to be one or two items across the entire panel, because it's just things have changed, man. Everything's a little closer to the vest, and even now, like with all the weird cloak and dagger shit going on, they're really not making a habit out of showing, brand new stuff way far in advance like they used to.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of think that's part of the reason why we haven't seen these guys, and like we haven't seen the last couple times they didn't show Soundwave, Fans Toys Soundwave again, since Toronto, and then when we had the one in DC in October, they didn't show it, and it was weird. You know what I mean? It was weird that we didn't see it again. So it's like they're even like pulling back on some shit that they already did show. So it's hard to say. My expectations are always like they're just. I get excited to watch it, but I don't get disappointed if there's nothing that blows my doors off. It's like, yeah, of course, I wish I would see some more new stuff, but at the same time, I really don't totally expect it either.
Yeah, and I'm looking at that picture, and that is a render from 2 years ago.
That Ram horn will be cool as an exclusive, but I don't see that happening.
Nah, I don't see any of these sneaking up on us.
I think what most people are trying to figure out if Fans Toys is going to show something or not, or with everything going on with them.
Yeah, that's interesting. And if I had a gun in my head, I would say that we're not going to see anything new. Maybe we'll see like the same old shit, the Skull Cruncher, or the Blitzwing and Trailbreaker and that type of stuff. But I don't know, man. I'm real curious about that Fort Max too. I'm kind of wondering if that's ever going to happen. It's like,
so I wanted to bring this up during the toy news part, but I was talking to Chris, and he mentioned something that was quite interesting about when we were
Chris Bishop.
No, Chris Byrne. Bricks.
Yeah.
Bricks on the Dollar. And however you know him, either by his real name or nickname or his other alias. He said that, and I'm going to read what he wrote me. He said, in regards to your conversation about that new company making the stylized Superion, he's like, there's a company making beautiful, complete 1/72 scale Gundam figures. They're painted, die-cast, and unlicensed. And each new release is under a new company name, like model_0539.
Right.
And perhaps the third-party TF companies are seeing that there's not much brand loyalty for their own companies, rather loyalty to the Transformers itself or to BBTS, TF Source, etc.
Yeah, that's an interesting thought, and I could agree with it more than not. The only case I don't is like Fans Toys has such a huge following within our community. You know, like they could put out a fucking a straight up robotic turd, and people will be like, dude, that is a beautiful turd, and I'm sure it's filled with die-cast. You know, like they definitely have a following, but yeah, I could see, the other stuff. I don't know, man. Like the Raiden, I saw the Raiden, and I don't give a shit if it's Zeta or not. It looks awesome. It probably is Zeta, but it looks awesome.
That's the thing, right? So, like, for example, we kind of talked about this on the last show a little bit, where like, what if we were making fun of the fact that it might be like Pig Latin versions of their names, but if Fans Toys did change their name to something like, Sunny Side Up Eggs or something, and released a new figure, a majority of us are going to look at it and go, well, that's Fans Toys. Right. And probably buy it. And then the distributors and anybody else who has legal issues with it will be able to sell it and get away with it. And then the next one that comes out, they'll be under a different name, called
and we'll know the fact that we'll know that's kind of nice. It's almost like, and we might even talked about it. It's like when you hear, I know we just talked about Eddie Van Halen, but when you hear Eddie Van Halen's guitar playing, it's him. Like when you hear Beat It, Michael Jackson Beat It. It's not Van Halen, but goddamn well that's Eddie Van Halen's guitar playing in there. It's like a Fans Toys figure. You could pick out a Fans Toys figure from a mile away.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that has, I think that has a lot of traction.
Yeah,
that whole reasoning.
I don't care whose name's on the box. I don't care, man. If I get a quality product, I don't give a shit who did it. I don't care about all that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the same way. As long as it's good quality and there's not any issues with it, I mean, I don't care who the company is. I'll pick whatever I pick, and you buy whatever you buy. So,
well, Jason, you have the Kang's toys, and Mike, you saw the ones that I brought over to your place. I don't know if you bought those or not, but I didn't buy them and I'm not buying them because I don't like them. I'm just holding off for other reasons. Like I'm kind of thinking maybe there's a box set down the way, or maybe I'll have a different option on paint, or whatever. Like, so I'm kind of holding off on that, but just based on handling them when you brought them over, I would buy them with no issues whatsoever. And I've never heard of Kang toys before that. Right. But what point I'm getting to is like, if you looked at it, you've transformed it, you like kind of, messed around with the articulation and stuff, but could you maybe put a finger on another company that is similar in the same design and quality that you could say, oh yeah, this is definitely like a Toy World thing, or this is something else?
It didn't have a Toy World. I know Toy World first teased that a long time ago, but honestly, like I was feeling more TFC.
Yes, it was
because mainly because of their C-Con set, especially, and the one that's coming out now, the Abominus, the Terrorcons, they kind of had that. They kind of had a little bit of that feel to it, like it was definitely a stylized G1 thing, and just the way it was stylized, it just had me. It had me feeling TFC.
Yeah. Cool. Like I picked up the first two, and I just did it. Yeah, I picked up the first one. I was like, I don't know if they look cool, but they're definitely not. They're definitely stylized more than what most of the stuff I get. And I picked it up, started messing with it, and I was like, wow, these are pretty decent.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I got the second one. I'm like, the second one's better than the first one. So,
and they're big.
Oh yeah.
You what are you feeling on that, Jed? What company?
I mean, like, see, I don't know enough to actually tell you.
Yeah.
But I couldn't really tell you who it was. To me, it was new. It didn't feel the same as anything else that I had purchased previously, which might be a problem too, because, Jason, did you say it? That, if that, or maybe it was somebody, or maybe it was Chris, somebody said it, that if that's the case and they do like just random name changes, that a lot more people probably wait for like reviews, of things to come out before they actually purchase or pre-order, just so they know the quality.
I did that on that Star Saber. Who the hell put that Star Saber out? Iron Trans. I thought that looked cool as hell when I first saw the renders and the prototypes and stuff, but I had to get in on the second round, which still hasn't come in yet. But the first round I let come and go because I wanted to see I wanted to see a couple of reviews and see other people handle it before I made a decision on it. So
and you're taking a gamble on all that stuff too, because you never know. I mean, they could look cool, but they could end up being a crap figure. So
yeah.
Right.
But I'm willing to take a little bit of a chance too, because like Fans Hobby, when they first showed the Monster Bots, I think that, or was it the Laser Optimus Prime was the first thing they did, which I didn't pay a whole hell of a lot of attention to because I wasn't into that, getting one of those. But when they showed their Monster Bots as number 2, 3, and 4, I was in on that on a second. And I wasn't disappointed, to be fair. Like when I got them, I liked them, but that I wasn't guaranteed to like them. But when I'm like, man, I think that had to do with the fact that they did characters that, somebody with like me, like with a completist kind of attitude towards collecting a Transformers line had. Like, I'm like, man, well, who the hell else is ever going to do Monster Bots? Like, I need to have these, but it was just a bonus that they were pretty good.
Yeah. So
now on a figure, on a character that's been done before, like, we've had some Predacons. We've never had Predacons this size, but like, if somebody would drop another cup on us or some shit, or God forbid, another Optimus Prime. Maybe that's a bad example. But like, another character that's kind of been done that we have choices already. Like there'd be no way I'd be trading out, before I saw some reviews. Like the Mirage. The Mirage is actually a pretty good example because I waited, I didn't order that right away. The transform element, I kind of waited for some reviews, and I know it had that hip that you have to rotate around it, which, that's no big deal, but I waited for just to see like what the quality was going to be like before I would pre-order that one. They only had the Optimus Prime before that. So as far as G1 goes, so.
Now, how do you feel about those companies that are hardly ever putting out like review copies anymore? Like, do you still wait until people start getting them, like friends of yours and stuff like that, to see how they like it?
Yeah, like sometimes like friends, like it was cool that Levy and Jed both got those Predacons, because now if there is an opportunity to buy like a set, like once they're all out, or whatever, I can do it with confidence because even better than seeing a review, I had local friends that bought them, and I was actually able to handle them, on my own. So that was even better. But yeah, I wish they did. I wish they did send out production samples. That would be all right, but that's just not the way things are going anymore. So, well, it's a stab in the dark sometimes. Did we lose Jed again?
I'm still here.
Oh, okay.
I'm just listening.
Yeah.
This is your section, Mike.
Oh yeah, that's right. goddamn Debbie's. Coming up next, we're gonna.
Coming up next on the Blackout and Shout Show, Mike learns that he's actually part of the show. Yeah. He is a host.
So there are 2 Chosen Prime exclusives, and we're gonna start with this. If I can find it, that Ultra Magnus, or that Delta Magnus. Jesus, a lot of shit came in stock. Here we go. Let's see here.
That's like everywhere in general. There's so much stuff popping out so fast.
Yeah, it's crazy. Oop. I clicked the wrong button. Now it's going to take me all the way back to the top, and I have to scroll down 2 weeks again. Yep. Oh, well prepared as always. Okay, so Chosen Prime has 2 exclusives. The first of which is Powered Convoy. Let me see. History of Powered Convoy, third-party robot starting all the way back in 2009. This fans project. Commander armor set for Powered Commander, and most recently with our own McToys Delta Magnus. For 2020, we have partnered with Planet X to offer the latest addition to the tradition in PX-14B Helios from PX-14 Apollo. So it's the like a Planet X Prime figure in the blue, and like that blue Diaclone color, and then he comes with like the red and yellow upgrade armor, which I'm going to put in the chat here in a second. Let me know if that link works.
Oh, yeah, I see it.
Yeah. So that's not something I collect, but it's cool. It's something cool. And there's only, just as a note, there's only 220, I think, 220 total pieces that they're doing. So you're gonna
Looks good.
want to get in on the pre-order 2 days ago, since this is dropping on Monday. So the pre-orders went up. I highly doubt there's going to be any of these left at this point, but just in case there is, the pre-orders went up on thechosenprime.com starting Saturday, this past Saturday, a couple days ago at 10 a.m. Eastern time, limited to 220 pieces. It doesn't say if there's a customer limit, like per customer. I'm sure there probably is if there's only 220 of them, but there are only 220 of them. So that's cool.
That's an odd number.
It is an odd number. Yeah, I wonder how they got to that. And last but not least, and I say this for last because this is so some of you guys, a lot of you guys probably know our good buddy Jason Bren from Get Right Robot. And Jason, without a doubt, is one of the most talented customizers I've seen, you know, in the hobby. Like, he always does awesome work. He's actually done some like 6 customs for me now, the Philly sports bots and a couple of Dinobots, and he always knocks it out of the park, and it's always so professionally done. He's just really good at what he does. So check out the Get Right Robot page on Facebook. But he had a hand in this next exclusive. So it's called Wheelblade, and it's in cooperation with Fans Hobby. So basically it's I'm going to put it in the chat here. It is a retool of the Minerva figure, or Athena, I think they called it. And it's a car version. It's a masterpiece scale, the car version of Windblade. And I think it's pretty cool, man. It's like when he told me about this a long time ago and just told me to keep it under my hat for a while. But, you know, when he first told me about the idea, I was like, I don't know, you know, like, 'cause she's supposed to be a jet and you know, whatever. But then after he actually started showing me some of the renders and the prototype and stuff after they got it together, I was like, you know what, man, I think that's actually pretty cool. So yeah, Wheelblade. So this one is also, I think it's going on. Is it going on pre-order at the same time? Let me think. October 24th. So yeah, so 10 a.m. This past Saturday, October 24th, it went on pre-order. Now this one has 800. I think they're doing 800 pieces. Wow. So it'll probably be a little easier to get that one than the Powered Convoy, but still 800 in the grand scheme of things isn't a very high number. So if you're interested in there and you're still lucky enough to get in, I will go over there and get it. I'm going to get one. I got to get one and probably get it sent right to Jay's house so he could sign that shit.
Oh yeah.
So that's just cool. You know, that's a cool opportunity for like, you know, if I put myself in that shoes, it'd be like, man, that'd be awesome to like have a Transformer go to like mass production. You know, like customs are awesome, but in the grand scheme of things, you're just sending it to one person, and that's cool in itself. But like having one kind of go to production, that's an awesome accomplishment, I think. So, and I'll be happy to support it.
Yeah, congratulations to him for doing that. It looks pretty good.
Yeah, they nailed the head sculpt, and it's got like a sword and a sheath that goes on her hip or whatever. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, it's a good looking figure. They got a nice red, nice paint job. I love the head, and yeah, they did a nice job on the head sculpt. So good shit.
Oh, yeah, it looks pretty good. Translucent sword.
I think it looks awesome.
Else.
Yeah. The picture with the headmaster leaning up against the car was kind of a really good shot.
Yeah. I don't think I got to that one yet. I'm like kind of clicking through them now.
There's a lot of pictures of it.
Yeah, I like that you can kind of configure the wing, the like where Minerva has the wheels and the rear corner panels like up on her shoulders and stuff. You can kind of do it on the wheel blade, like back behind her, kind of like wings, more like RC, I guess would have them. That's sweet. Yeah, so that is also going to be at thechosenprime.com. So go get your exclusives.
Or we're sorry that you missed out.
We're sorry that you missed out. Yeah, right.
Do not use the Blackout and Shout Show as a source of information for things.
I mean, I hope you could get in, but if you didn't get in, yeah, that's cool. That they sold out that quick. Good for them guys, man. I wish them all the best.
Yeah, I'm able to get one. I'll see if I can get Jason to sign it.
Yeah, I kind of have a feeling he's gonna end up with a bunch of them down there at his house for the same purpose. So, yes, that's all I have for Transformer toy news. But Jed, you had a few.
What? Are you crazy?
Wait, what did I miss?
So there's this.
Oh yeah.
Oh, are they?
MMC has an exclusive.
Are they doing that? That's shit. I didn't. Where the hell was this at? I didn't see this shit.
That was today,
dude. That's awesome. Okay, so look at this shit. So MMC's doing a Batman.
Yeah.
You know what? I think did they just release this or did they do it a couple days ago?
I think it was this afternoon, wasn't it?
Because I swear to Christ, I feel like I saw a custom that was this exactly.
Well, someone mentioned that this mold, or I think it was Josh, mentioned that this was a mold from Drift that they used for something else. It
was a Rat Bat. They used it for
that's it
for Senator Rat Bat, the IDW Rat Bat. Oh man, I'm in. I'm fucking in. Look at that. That's great. So yeah, so the MMC, so it's the Rat Bat. Basically, it's more like Rat Bat than, I mean, it is the Drift mold, but it's closer to the Rat Bat as far as it being like a flying ship, but it's Batman.
Wing.
Yeah,
I love what they did with the head sculpt on that too. It looks pretty good.
It does. They gave him like the face, like his mouth is out. Like that's awesome. I love that.
Like he's got a cowl or something going on with his face hanging out and everything.
So, and I love the two configurations for the alt mode as well. You got one like where the wings are kind of coming forward more like the Rat Bat was, but you have the other one where I love the one with the wings out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. It actually looks like the bat and everything.
Yeah.
And they're pulled in.
Yeah. Yeah. And Jed, what information as far as like pre-ordering this one, or not pre-ordering it, but getting it? Like when's the?
Let's see. It's ages 3 and up, and it's a reformatted R46 Vexopromenon, I think is the name of it.
Batman, right?
Yeah. Figure will be available as a limited release on their respective websites and will be available only during Tfcon Online 2020 this weekend. Get yours before they fly away. Cost of exclusive will be $100. All supplies last.
Wow.
And so on ages 3 at night,
I'm sorry. So it says this figure will be available as a limited release on their respective websites. So I'm assuming that would be Toy Jojo, ages 3 and up, MMC.
Okay, cool. And did they give a time or just like, was it like BotCon hours, like, or TFCon hours, like 10 o'clock or whatever, or 9 o'clock?
This weekend. Yeah, they just said the weekend, 24th, 25th.
That's going to be tomorrow. I mean, a couple days ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, that's cool. I mean, I was going to get, the only one I was really in on was Wheelblade so far, but I did not know this was a thing. So I'm definitely in. I might be in on 2. I might be a Christmas present in there for Vanessa.
It's kind of cool getting little one-off things like that, like you get the cross.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, definitely. I'm with you. Nice. Any other Transformer news I missed, Jed?
That's it. Just that, like I said before, Casey Kohler has his prints 3 for $20, and also, man, I always mispronounce this dude's name. It is it Livio Ramondelli? Is that it, Mike?
Oh, Livio, yeah, he's a good artist. Yeah, he has a book. Yeah, Jason Brem was telling me he has some kind of sketchbook out or something. Or
yeah, he's doing commissions as well as part of his TF Online. But that's all I had. I think we could basically covered everything else. There's going to be a bunch of like online streaming. I know that there's going to be. Let's see. There was a schedule that was posted, and here, let me bring it up real quick. I know that it says 10 o'clock a.m. is the virtual dealer room opens. So let's see.
It'll be interesting to see.
Oh shit, I got to set up.
Yeah,
I do
you
gotta
should
say that, man.
you should like have like the whole thing, like do like the Crazy Eddie thing. Just have all your these shirts are insane. And start throwing them at the camera.
Hey, maybe you could be like that guy. You can kind of set up and just have like a wing blade just kind of hanging between your legs or something.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah. It's like, it's fucked up, man. Like if I died suddenly, people from the community be like, my, like when they eulogize me online, it's like, yeah, I remember Mike, never had any pants on. And then that's where it ends.
They'll just be on your tombstone, pantsless quotes. So apparently at 10 a.m. is when all the exclusives go on sale. So ages 3 and up website, I'm assuming, and of course
what was the time?
TCP 10 a.m.
10
Saturday.
Okay, awesome. So it's all 10 a.m. I mean, I have to have 4 fucking windows open.
Yep.
Nice.
And
it's like trying to get Joe's at Target.
Yeah, no, I think this is going to be a little easier than that.
Yo, man, I was so pissed off. Like Coheed and Cambria had like a limited vinyl go up today, and it like sold out in minutes from bots. And I was so mad. I hate that. I'm this whole race to buy something, or it's an event and everything. It sucks.
It does suck. I like how they did Snake Eyes, how they did the Snake Eyes on the site, and it was open. And if you got in late, you just, you guys got yours. When did you get yours? In May or whatever? And I got mine in August. And it like, was it a couple months later? Sure. But did I get it? Yeah. Like, I just wish they made it to, because that would actually really fuck all those bots, the people that did the bots. If they just said, well, if 10,000 of these get ordered, it'll be 10,000 pieces we'll do. But if 20,000 of them get ordered, then we'll do 20,000. So fuck all you bot motherfuckers. Everybody's going to get their shit, and then nobody's going to want to pay $120 buying it from you fucking assholes. Oh, I get so heated.
Yeah, the people were like rage quitting in groups over that shit.
Yeah. And I don't blame them. I mean, I'm not going to be one of those people, but I completely and totally understand it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yep. So they're going to have how to get into voice acting, Jack Angel, Tegauter, Venus Terzo, and let's see. Oh, that's from 2013. That's just a replay. Interview with Simon Furman at noon, hosted by Transmissions. Let's see. Q&A with that's from Toronto last year too. That's a replay. There's a Beast Wars, a brief history, hosted by Michael Ivey. A bunch of other replays from
Levy.
Yeah, right. There's a lot of replays from from previous TFCons. Like Bob Udiansky from 2019, 2015, 2017, 2011. Scary Chalk. Not too much going on. Yeah, a lot of repeats on Saturday. You think they'd have a lot of streaming? I know Casey said something about how he was going to be live streaming. I think maybe on Saturday when he's probably doing his commissions and stuff.
If he is, I'm gonna find him and I'm gonna go birds him.
Let's see. Yeah, that's pretty much it, except for the third party panel at 3 p.m. Which if it's consistent with the rest of the stuff, it looks like it's gonna be a repeat. Hopefully it won't be, but wouldn't that suck if they just repeated what was last year?
Yeah.
Man, like the same video and everything. You just hear Mike going, "Go Birds!"
You in the background yelling, "Beast Wars sucks."
Yeah. Yeah. So that's all the exclusive that I've seen. So
word.
Mike, are you having any exclusive TFCon sales this weekend?
I probably, after I get off the podcast, maybe I'll quick whip something together because they did send an email out, and it's like, if you have a website, you could throw a thing, a banner together or whatever, and they would put it up on the page. So maybe I should throw something together quick and get it in there. But yeah, maybe I'll do something like, I'll just for this weekend, I'll just offer the same discounts on everything I do when I'm there live. Like buying multiple things and you get them cheaper and all that shit.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And if you missed out over the weekend with Mike Kincaid's special, then maybe
Yeah, I'll do it all. Maybe I'll do it all week. I'll do it all week.
There you go.
That way, it's not like, oh shit. There's a lot of Marvel Universe time travel shit going on right now on this show. You know?
I love this whole paradox bullshit.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
If you can get the Tesseract, you can have a T-shirt for a couple bucks off.
Yeah, we could just like make two separate like versions of it. So yeah, man, that third party panel was really disappointing because that was just a repeat of everything. Or we could just do things like, oh, did you see how cool that was? And then we'll like insert like text to speech there, you know?
Yeah. I do it with Eagles games a lot, man. Thank God they won the Super Bowl because we talked a lot of shit about the Patriots leading up to that shit, man. That one could have easily backfired, you know?
I had, let's see, 3-0 is doing that 1/6 scale Snake Eyes. It's licensed by Hasbro for G.I. Joe.
Yeah, that thing looks dope.
Which looks really good, but I have no idea how much that's going to cost. But if it's just around the same stuff that when they did the Berserk stuff when they were 3A still, it was like $250, I think, or something, or maybe more, 300 for a figure. And then there was I forgot the name of the company. I think is it Good Smile, maybe, that's doing the Fist of the North Star.
Yeah,
like,
those look. Yeah, I don't remember.
It was Rao.
Fist of the. Don't worry, your Googler is on it.
I'm bringing it up now. Let's see if I can get there.
Good Smile Company.
Good Smile. Yep. Medicom, I think. Right. I think they're a subsidiary of Medicom or Medicos. That's it. So yeah, so they pre-orders went up for the Super Action Statue Fist of the North Star Rao.
Yes,
it looks pretty awesome.
Yeah, it does.
He's like a 8-inch, I think 8 inches tall, whereas like Kenshiro is only 6. So he's gonna
be a big boy. Rao's a big boy, man.
Well, it says the figure stands 6 7/8 for Kenshiro, but what's the other one? Yeah,
so the Ami Ami pre-orders went up a couple of days ago, and those are like only $83 there. So if you want to get a deal, instead of going through BBTS or US, I can't believe, I honestly, and don't get me wrong, I love this and I'm getting it and I can't wait, and I think it looks absolutely incredible. Every picture I've seen of it, I'm really surprised that there's not going to be, at least in the pictures that I've seen, any kind of like helmet and cape. Maybe that'll be a separate purchase with the horse or something. Yeah. And by the way, I'll be in on the horse 100%. I can't even imagine. Like when you see Rao not on a horse, you think something's wrong. Like didn't he fight? In a movie, he fought Ray while he didn't even get off the goddamn horse. He just fought him while he was up on the horse. Like it was a real travesty, by the way, because I loved Ray, man. And then he got killed by a dude that when he didn't even get off the damn horse, man. Ray was a badass. I think they're doing Jackie next, if I remember right. I think you're right. And then I think there was another one that was maybe not a character that wasn't in the movie, but from the series, if I remember correctly, the fourth character. Because the name didn't ring a bell when I saw it. But yeah, the Jackie looked pretty good. That prototype or render or whatever it is that they showed a while ago. Yeah. Fist of the North Star, man, that's just a classic. That's a classic. And that's another line that's kind of easy to collect because there wasn't, I guess I say that all the time, but I guess every line's easy to collect after you collect Transformers because Transformers Universe had so many effing characters. So, it's like every other character. It's like, oh, there's only going to be like 20 or 30 characters total. Well, not in the G.I. Joe. I mean, I know there's a lot of Joes too, but in a line like this, this would be fairly easy, man. Who else we got? Shin. They would probably have a couple like random henchmen guys. Shin, Ray, Jaggy, the real big dude with the long hair and the flavor saver that he like with the big belly that he punched up a bunch of times and he ended up blowing him up. Remember that guy, whoever that was? Yep. He would be big, man. I'll be kind of pissed off about that because he would just be like really expensive because he was just a big guy. And he's like 15 feet tall, It's like the Blob. Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's funny. I was just saying that to Levy, or I don't know if I said it to him on the side or if I said it to you, but it's like if there's any franchise that has that their scale is as unreliable or more unreliable than G1 Transformers, it's Fist of the North Star.
Seriously, like when you've seen some of these guys, like sometimes they're not that big, and then other times they're like, remember that first guy that he fought in the movie, when he was holding the baby up or the kid up or whatever, and he was so fucking humongous, and it was the same thing like Devastator. Sometimes Devastator was just like twice the size or 3 times the size as Megatron, and then other times he was like skyscraper size.
What was that one still they keep showing? Ultra Magnus like grabbing the Constructicons or whatever.
And they're really tiny. Yeah. But yeah, Fist was kind of like that a little bit. But oh man, yeah, they would have to do all that shit. That would be dope as hell. They could do his pops in the old dojo and shit. I'm excited for this line.
So it seems like Kenshiro will be out in December, and then this guy will be out in April. So it looks like they're kind of doing a 4-month cycle. So hopefully we'll see something pre-order again in like spring of next year.
Yeah, man, that's cool, man. Oh, they could do his chick. What was her name? Can't remember. His girl that he was chasing all over the fucking planet. She must have had a golden vagina, by the way. It's fucking post-apocalyptic times, and this dude's just like, this is only one girl out there. And the kids. What was the kid's name? Or the kid and actually him, the kid and the little girl. Can't remember.
I have no idea.
Man, I can't remember anybody's names, but yeah, there was a lot of.
I remember Ken, Chiro, Rao, Jackie,
Ray,
and that's it.
And Shin. Shin was a major character.
Yeah, that's about it.
Shin was fucking deranged, man. Like Ken was deranged because he chased the girl all over the planet. Shin was deranged because like he had to like steal one. Like come on, man.
That's all I have for toy news. Jason, do you have anything for toy news? Anything you want to add?
I mean, what was it today? What was it? I don't know if you guys collect Mayfex stuff like that, but didn't they just drop that Ben Reilly Spider-Man and that Nightfall Batman today?
They did. Yep. And a Joker, I think, too.
Looks pretty good.
It does. I'm like, I keep giving Levy shit about that, but like some of those, the quality of the Mayfex stuff is good, but like it's hard to squeak out like almost $100 for one of them.
Oh, it's the amazing Yamaguchi Joker. Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks good.
Do you remember that whole Lina Batman story, Mike, with Nightfall? When Bane came into the whole thing and he broke his back.
Yeah, it's been a long time, but yeah, I pretty much remember it. Oh, that's right. That knight that I remember that one, the Batman that looked like a knight, the blonde haired one or whatever they showed earlier today. Yeah, I saw that.
Yep.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, it was pretty cool looking.
Some bright colors on that thing.
Yeah, man. He's not really. It's not. What's the word I'm looking for? Like, I am the knight. I'm sneaking up on people, and it's like, oh, look at me, I'm in fucking bright blue and with golden fucking metallic highlights. Let's sneak up on these people.
So that's it, I guess, right? Nothing else for toy news, Mike?
That's it. We can
let's go
move on to Q&A.
Yeah, we'll finish out. All right. So Q&A. So Chris Bishop writes, Lowery. Nice.
No. Lowery.
You got to extend
Jason
that out.
Lowery. Yeah. Jason Lowery. I'm Jason Lowery. Yeah.
When I'm on the phone with people sometimes and like a doctor's office or something like that, and they hear my last name, it's the first thing they go to. Mike Lowery.
One more reason to hate Michael Bay.
Yeah. Oh, we needed another.
Yeah. So Nate Armstrong writes in, what's the craziest thing you've ever done in a car? What do you think the car would say to you afterwards if it turned out to be a robot in disguise?
Put your fucking pants back on. Your balls are touching the seat.
Be like, gross, dude. That's my dash.
Bushy down there,
Imagine you were driving Trax and doing that, and he would be like, you know how Trax does it.
Gears. Meh.
There was a lot of bitching in that first. A lot of characters that bitched in season 1 and 2.
Yeah. Fucking Huffer and Gears, man.
Huffer. Trax a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we can all imagine what's the craziest thing you've done in a car. I'm sure.
I'm trying to think of something other than fucking.
I was gonna say involve fluids and
Yeah, like what, like oh man, what else? What else is there? What else is there to do besides that and drive? You know.
Well, the craziest thing was when I was 16. When I first learned how to drive, my buddy basically, you guys probably met him at Tfcon, my brother Joe. He taught me how to drive by him sitting in the top of the car, have his feet hanging out on the roof, and said, "Just don't make me fall off."
That was when you were learning how to drive?
He's like, that's how I learned how to drift and stuff like that. He's like, just don't make me fall. And he just sit up on the rooftop just drinking beers while I'm driving down the road.
All right, so you're clearly the normal brother then. I can't think of anything crazy that I did, but I know my Uncle Tony told me that one time my grandfather, they were driving home from a hunting trip, and they didn't get anything, but on the way home they spotted a deer in his dude's front lawn, and he told Tony to shoot the deer from the car. With a bow and arrow, no less.
Wow. The other part, what do you shoot it with?
Yeah, so I guess like that's, you're hanging out the side like Hawkeye. And he said they could see the dude in his through his window, like he was just sitting there reading the paper.
That's like he's like Dukes of Hazzard shit.
Bag it. Go bag it.
I was coming home from high school, and I was going down like next to the hospital, and they had it was like on this really steep hill. So like when you get to an intersection, it was like a big dip. So I gunned it and I launched my car through the air. And when I was doing it through the air, I was passing by the emergency room of the hospital.
I can just imagine seeing those guys standing out there like, oh shit, here we go. Here's another one.
And so there's like people coming in and out of the ambulances and shit at the door. I'm going, ring! Way too fast.
My first car was a Festiva, and we used to, I asked Levy about it, man. It was a little red Festiva that we nicknamed Sector, and we would just run shit over with it because it was a little beater car, so we would just kind of run it, and it was like a tank, man. I never had any problems with it, but we used to just run shit over. It was great.
A friend of mine had a Horizon, I think it was one of those crap, little cars or whatever.
Yeah.
Horizon or whatever it was.
Yeah. It was the same thing. It was like an Omni, but it was like a who made Horizon? Was that Chevy? I think I forget. Anyway, there was a rusted hole in the bottom of the floorboard in the passenger side, so you could see the fucking street as you're driving. So we used to use it like as a garbage thing. We just throw our shit through the hole,
Those things were light too. We screwed with a friend of ours one time that had one back in high school. Me and a couple of guys on the football team took his car and moved it. Those things were so tiny and so light, you could just pick them up.
That's like the what were those little cars? The 3-cylinders that came out in the 90s. They were convertibles. I can't remember. Shit, it was Sprint, not a Sprint, but something like. They were real small. They're like gas pedals, like a switch that turned on and off. That was it, like a go-kart.
There was a couple of them, I think. What is it? There was the Subaru one, and then there was the Geo Metro, right?
Geo Metro, that's it. That's what it was, a Geo Metro. Yeah. Geo Metro convertible, 3-cylinder car. Fucking go-kart. All right, let's move on. Mike, you still with us?
I am.
All right. Tyler Gillett writes in, he says, did you guys know that the Yodalayhewhoo yodel has the exact same syllables as the chorus for Where the Hood At by DMX? Give it a shot.
I have no idea what that song is.
Neither do I. Moving right along.
Moving right along.
So,
Jason, do you know that song?
Nope, but it's an interesting fun fact, though.
Yeah. SLB Vlog, Josh Lawrence writes in, does Levy want anything else on his pizza besides sausage when he comes to Illinois to murder me?
Potato chips.
Pineapple.
Pineapple chips.
And sardines would probably be going.
Oh, that's a hell of a pizza.
Did you see that post, by the way? Do you know what he's talking about?
What's that?
What Josh is talking about in that comment?
I think maybe refresh my memory.
It was really funny because he posted a memory from Facebook from like 3 years ago, and it said, "Oh shit! Like in a couple of weeks, I'm going to be 35."
35. Oh,
And
that's
then,
right.
like,
Levy says, "No, maybe you won't be."
No, Levy goes, "Not if I could help it."
Right.
So, but anyway, so I guess he's going to travel to Illinois. Anyway, moving right along. I apologize if I fuck up your name, Patrick. Patrick, is it Longren? Is that
Lonergan?
Longering?
No, Lonergan, which is probably pronounced exactly how it's spelled out. Lonergan. Yeah. By the way, Pat, just a little background. You know how I always clown on Dallas Cowboys fans, like from PA, and then I reference a couple people like from there that like the Cowboys, and they're actually cool. Like Pat's one of them dudes, man. Like Pat's actually he's a cool Cowboys fan.
Yeah.
Basically because he's not from Pennsylvania.
So Patrick writes in, he goes, "That's awesome. Jason Lowery will be on the podcast."
Shot number 8.
Comments on about any of the upcoming figures, i.e. Storm Collectibles, G-Force, or MK figures, or any of the new third-party figures, thoughts mainly.
So I saw the G-Force ones, and we already talked about a couple of these, but the G-Force ones in particular, and I saw Darkstalkers. They're doing, is it Dimitri? Storm is, and it's like, man, they look awesome, but selfishly, I just want them to do some more goddamn Mortal Kombat, man. Like, I'm tired of these fucking ninjas, dude. Like, I want Liu Kang and Kung Lao and Johnny Cage and Shang Tsung and Katana and Malin and all this other shit that they've been teasing for so long. Like,
right?
They really seem to like let a long time go in between MK releases, and you know that's the selfish take, but the non-selfish take is I like the way that everything they do. I like how it looks, and I think that Darkstalker, I think that Dimitri is awesome looking, and the G-Force shit looks pretty cool too.
Yeah, I agree. I don't collect all the Storm collectible stuff, but those Mortal Kombat figures look pretty good. I got a bunch of those.
Yeah, they are.
Some of the other miscellaneous lines I have, I don't collect. Speaking
of Storm collectibles, Jed, did refresh my memory? Did they not tease Fist of the North Star shit as well?
A while ago? Yeah, but that was
stuff recently.
That was a different scale though, wasn't it?
I was gonna say, wasn't 1/6 stuff? Teasing.
It might have been. Yeah, it might have been.
I know that I wanted to pick up their King of Fighters stuff, but I'm like, I'm being like real cheap about it, and I'm waiting for the prices to drop on it. I can't pay $110 for a Terry Bogard.
Yeah,
and I want to pay like 70 for it or 60 or something.
That's a Storm
like that.
thing. A Storm.
Yeah,
and they're 110.
Yeah, they're a little bit bigger than the Mortal Kombat ones. I think they're like 7 or 8 inch size figures.
It's weird. Their scale is weird. How they just kind of, it's like, I mean, all the figures within each line scale together, I'm sure, but it's just weird how these figures are going to be this size and those figures are going to be those sizes. It's weird that they would do it that way.
I'm really into the G-Force stuff. I can't wait to get that. And I was thinking about getting some of the Street Fighter stuff too, but I don't know. I just want to get like a Ken and a Ryu and then that kind of be done with just those two guys. So I'm being cheap, so I'm looking for a sale price and then I'll grab it. I've been being real lucky with like Easy Sniper on eBay lately. That has not failed me yet. And I made like 5 auction purchases so far, and I've won all of them.
Yeah,
because she's an easy sniper.
She bought some shit, man. You believe it. Yo, me and Tony were talking about doing that song, and I told him that he had to be Philip Bailey. That's another, like we were talking about the Outfield before. That's another one. That's another fucking great guilty pleasure song, man. You turn that one right up.
You gotta watch the video. Watch Phil come in there, Was he just flying with a helicopter or something?
Yeah, it was like fucking Magnum PI and shit.
All right,
Oh.
sorry about that, dude. We had somebody called the cops, and they were looking for somebody in the neighborhood. They knocked on the door if we saw anything.
Wow.
Did you point him out? Say, yeah, the neighbor's
No,
making
like
all the
the
noise
neighbor
next door.
Said he was jerking off to on Zoom or something.
And last comment by Gary Allen. Gary Allen writes in, he says, nice. Wish I could hang out with you guys. What's a nostalgic property? It could be a television show, cartoon, movie, or written comic that you've revisited as an adult and sort of wish that you hadn't. Something that you remember being way cooler than you view it now.
X-Men the animated series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and I still like it. Don't get me wrong, but there's a lot of cringeworthy shit in that show. You know.
Oh yeah. Let's see here. For me, I'll probably have to say GoBots.
Oh man, yeah, I won't even because honestly, it was like a B-rate Transformers to begin with, you know, and then like Transformers G1 wasn't even all that good. Like when you go back and watch it, it's like Jesus, like you love it, you know, but it's like and then the GoBots was like even though the GoBots came out first technically, I think.
Yeah.
But still, they were like it was almost like a knockoff Transformers. I don't know. And you know what? Them having their faces out while they were in alt mode was stupid. You know, who was the fucking Scooter? You just wanted to slap him and shit. You know, like
it was kind of funny. I was showing my nephew the GoBots because they wanted to kind of watch it. We started doing this thing where, because of all the social distancing and everything, so we've been doing videos with all the nieces and nephews, like kind of do like group watching on like movies or shows or something like that.
That's a cool idea.
He wanted to watch GoBots, and he's like, "Wow, this is crap." I mean, you guys met my nephew. He was at Tfcon, but
he's a funny kid.
He's funny.
Mm-hmm.
He's
gonna be. You could already tell that like by the time he's like a teenager, he's gonna be a handful.
Mm-hmm.
He was bashing fucking Beast Wars.
Yeah.
Let's look at a video of that somewhere, I think.
He loves G1, but he hates Beast Wars.
Wonder where he got that from.
But the look on nerds' faces when we were at TFCon, he yelled that out, like just everybody was cracking up. Like I thought people were going to rage quit at that TFCon when that happened.
Yeah.
I know, like I can think of two movies off the top of my head that sucked that I thought were like good. I remember 48 Hours when we were
48 Hours. What a disappointment, man.
Yeah, some of those like old Eddie Murphy movies. You know, you remember them being hilarious, and you go back and you're like, yeah, it was. I'm afraid to go back and watch like The Golden Child or something.
No, The Golden Child is still a classic. You can take it from me. You could go back and watch The Golden Child, and it's good. It's still like The Golden Child and Beverly Hills Cop that's fine. You can still keep them on the
Axel Foley with that laugh. Oh yeah.
The other one was Prince of Darkness by John Carpenter. I remember that being like super scary, and when I watched it again, I was like, man, it's just like some dudes getting squirted with water guns, and that was it. It wasn't that good at all. The other one was the Stephen King's what was the vampire TV movie thing? Salem's Lot.
Oh yeah.
I watched that. That wasn't as scary as I thought it was when I was a kid either. So
did you watch the first one or second one?
The first one.
Okay.
Because like like when the master like fucking took the parents' head and like smashed them together and stuff, it was like so fake and like poor, and it was just it's funny because you go back and like I think your brain like imagines and fills in like all the little blanks, you know, back when you're a kid, but nowadays you're looking at it too critically, and then you know, and you're like
looks like a TV.
But like, what's that, Jason? Lowery.
Like TV show. Yeah, there we go. Oh, you forgot to put the mic in there. Yeah, so another show that I used to watch when I was younger, I thought it was the greatest thing, but then I started to go back and rewatch it again was Friday the 13th, the series.
Oh
was so
yeah, I
bad.
remember that. Really?
A franchise that I could think of that was really good back in the day, but that it basically sucked for a long time now. The Dallas Cowboys.
I thought you were gonna say Beast Wars. What's the common dig that they give Dallas fans sometimes that the last time they won a Super Bowl you have to watch it on a VCR tape or something?
Yeah, well, there's a million and one, and the last time Dallas they won a Super Bowl, I think I might have been a virgin. I think how many fucking what was it? So 45 years ago. Yeah, I like when they have the real old broad, like the real old broad in like the Dallas Cowboys the cheerleader outfit. It's like this is the last living cheerleader off the championship team squad, you know, like so many good ones. Remember the best ever though. I can't remember. It was like maybe it was a year after the Eagles won the Super Bowl. David Akers during the draft, David Akers read the Eagles draft pick off, and he went up there, and I think it was in Dallas. And you know, when I found out that David Akers was going to do it, I was like, oh man, they could have got like Brian Dawkins or somebody that was like, you know, going to fire the crowd up a little bit. But David Akers, to everybody's surprise, is pretty awesome. But he gets up there and he starts screaming at the crowd. He's like, yo, he goes, hey, Dallas, last time you won a Super Bowl, these draft picks weren't even born yet. Oh, shit, I was dying. Like, oh, man, respect, David Akers. But anyway, is that the last one, Jed?
That was it. That was the last
Damn,
one.
look at us getting done before 11 o'clock, and we didn't even start until like 8:15. You know what that means?
Well,
it means
let me take a lot of time. I can just imagine when I go to like, you know, run the filter to take out all the dead space, it'll be like telling me like, oh, I can't work. There's only like 2 minutes, you know, where before like all the other episodes, it's like 35.
We love you, man.
He didn't listen. He didn't listen this far.
Nah, no way. So in closing, Jason, would you like to leave anything here at the end in closing?
Well, I mean, it's been fun being on here and you guys having me on. It's been a blast. I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to come on. I've listened to you guys on and off for quite a while.
Cool.
Thanks again. I appreciate it. You know, like I said, check us out. Me and the Nerds Have Spoken Thursdays. And that's pretty much about it.
Jed.
One thing I was thinking of is that we probably won't hear us again until after the election. So make sure everybody goes out and votes, you know?
Yeah, for real. That's very important. And not even trying to steer you one way or the other, but it's just important that everybody does vote, because I think a lot of elections, man, they release the numbers of people that didn't actually vote, and it's a huge percentage, like way too big. You know? So
yeah,
this is an important one.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So if you haven't written, you have just get out there and go to your poll and make sure you use your constitutional right of voting for who you really want, because, you know, the next 4 years, you can't complain if you didn't get off your ass and go and do it.
That's exactly. Yep. That's what my mom always used to tell me. She goes, you know, if you don't vote, you're not allowed to bitch for the next 4 years.
Yeah. How about you, Mike?
Everybody, thanks for listening. Jason, it's been cool having you on, man. We're glad that you were able to set aside a block of 12 hours to hang out with us.
Yeah,
and,
Jason Lowery.
Let's get another shot or two into the end. It was good seeing you the other day at JD and Chan's, and hopefully.
Every time you say that, by the way, every time you say JD and Chan's, it sounds like fucking a restaurant. Like you guys went out
like PF Chang's.
PF Chang, yeah.
Well, we did eat there, and there was a lot of good food. So, yeah. Oh, by the way, yeah, man, you have to check out JD. You've seen at least his work on my channel, Jed. Him and Chan, they did the that crazy ass diorama from that Legion Con diorama, and they have like their house is super cool, man. Like it's Like,
Oh, yeah.
it's pretty much like an ultimate nerd house. You know what I mean? Like, they just have
Awesome.
cool artwork all over the place, and they have and this is just a little detail, but they have two lightsaber going up the one flight of steps. They have two lightsabers like back to back, like a lance, and it's like the banister going up the steps.
That's cool.
Which is pretty awesome. But yeah, anyway, Jay, it was good. It was good to see you and your girl there, and hopefully at some point in the new year, way before the Baltimore Tfcon, hopefully there's like some other, East Coast con or something, because it would definitely be cool for a meetup. I think it's long overdue.
I agree.
But other than that, thanks for coming along. Thanks for coming on with us tonight. It was a good time, and
Glad to be on.
enough's enough. We're out.
Lowery.
Lowry.
Lowery. J. Lowery.